Look at that. It went live way faster this time. How's it going,
Yay!
everybody? Welcome to the Makers Making Podcast. I'm Alex, aka Projects in Dad's Garage. We're joined tonight by Mr. Harsh Reality, Captain Kern, Mr. Howi Dewit 3D, and of course, Reth. How's it going, guys?
It's going
Another
well.
day in paradise.
Yay!
Then we got Da Vinci, Cody, John Doe in chat. Hopefully, others will be dropping in soon. Um, we might have a guest tonight. As of like an hour ago, he was supposed to be joining us. I don't know uh,
Yep.
what's going on. But you know how life goes. And the heathen himself, Maker
The
Millwright.
twerker.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
Oh,
do.
Vince is in chat. Vince, buddy, my daughter lost one of the tic tac toe the firefighter ones. If you have the STL and you can send that over so I can print her another one, she is very upset. Her my niece was over. They were playing and yeah, poof. Rick, how's it going?
That was a pretty neat game.
Oh yeah, she loves it. It sits on our counter with the air hockey, and that's what we do when we're playing. When I'm cooking and stuff, we'll play tic
Yep.
tac toe or air hockey or whatnot.
Vince knew his target audience with that one.
Yes. We need a checkerboard now. She wants me to make her a checkers board. Anyway, guys, what's everybody up to? We'll just go around, starting with you, Mr. Stephen Marchado. What have you guys been up to?
right now, I'm doing this Stormbreaker thing. I've got the little vines over the top and the axe end of this to print yet. And then I got a Marvel friend of mine that's really obsessed that wants to hang it from his ceiling because he has bed or quilt batting up there and lights, and he's going to hang it from the ceiling so it looks like the lightning is going at it. And then he's going to paint it. I recently came into like 4 bags of Starburst jelly beans, so I have to print the little candy machine off of Maker World, and then the Venture, a little 10-inch rack to do a home lab, the new job. I'm going to make it all work out somehow.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Glad to hear that you got the new job going. Congrats again on that, man.
Got to have money for more filament.
Yeah.
Right.
Those consumables suck.
Yes.
My pet peeve is build plates.
You know, everything I have a few spare build plates laying around for like the 180 for the Prusa Mini and the V Minion and the A1 Mini. But as far as my large printers that I bang on, you know, the Trident's a 250, the 2.4 is a 350.
The Venture XL's not done.
Wow.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much.
Right out of nowhere.
One of these days, I'm going to get it running, and then I'm going to just completely usurp anything that you have to talk about.
Get it running and immediately breaks. Makes sense.
I'm going
First
to
thing
make
you're going to have to do is print up the words and send them out and tell people to eat them.
I'm going to make a 600 by 600 millimeter boron cube.
Nice. That's a big dice tower.
Oh yeah, it'll make a great chair for the grandkids.
There it is.
At that point, that's more of a Borg cube.
But yeah, it's trying to stay busy and keep ahead, right? Your turn, Ryan.
Oh, it is? Hi. I'm Captain Kern, and I'm still working on a do ender and the Voron PC kit, which is coming along just snappily. And we got surprises coming for it. That's all I'm doing. And I'm sitting in a recliner tonight because my legs hurt. Next.
What do you want next, Alex? We're going down to
Ref.
going down to Maker Millwright.
Down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down here
Yeah.
or down there?
Hey.
All right. So all I'm doing right now is I'm testing out a new 48 volt power supply on this Trident, but I need a new motherboard in it. Right. The Octopus I had only went to 24, wasn't an Octopus Pro or anything like that. So I'm waiting on some Leviathan boards, LDO, using the LDO Leviathan. So I'm waiting on the daughter board to turn it into all-wheel drive. And we'll see how well it works. That and just printing toys, and we got a really good sponsor for my nonprofit with Calviva, or Calviva Health.
Does the Leviathan already have the drivers on it?
But it only has two of the high current.
The 48 volt, the A and B motors.
Yeah, so I need the daughter board.
Oh, that's where your other two high volt drivers come from.
Right.
I was just thinking with the drivers already on it, I just bought 8 5160T Pros and almost had to go to the bank for a loan.
Man, I was doing the math, right? Because like either I buy a new Octopus Pro with 4 5160s in it, or do the Leviathan with the daughter board, and the Leviathan with the daughter board came in like at $10 cheaper. So it's like, let's just do that.
I went semi special ed with it and decided to do the Z's in 48 volt too, since it's going to be swapping it.
On a Trident though, it doesn't help.
No, this is going on a 2.4.
Yeah, on a V2, yeah, definitely. That's like a stealth changer, folks.
Exactly.
Yeah. But on Trident, it makes no sense to go. That's why I didn't go with the Kraken. It's no point in making the screws go at 48 volts.
Yep. How's the Prusa doing for you? Turning out the toys for the elves?
Non-stop.
Nice.
Non-stop. I've had one issue on the Prusa Core 1 Plus where the Bowden tube that goes all the way to tool head was like 3 millimeters too long. So whenever it ejected the filament, the end of the filament never came out of the tube to pull. So I just had to cut that, 3 millimeters, and now it's fine. It works fine. I've had all of one error on it, and it's been running 24/7 since the last time I was here, and Dave gave it to me, or Chris gave it to me. So yeah, no problems with it at all.
Which Prusa are you running? A Core 1 or an XL?
Well,
Was that me? To me?
Yeah. Which one are you?
Core 1.
I'm trying to talk myself into going for the Core 1 upgrade, and I just can't.
I'm finding it works. I have no issues. I've had a couple issues. Not no issues. I've had some issues with the CHT nozzle that it gets shipped with. That already clogged on me. But I already had a spare nozzle for it. But the CHT nozzles, I've learned my lesson on that. I'm not going to do those anymore. So
you run anything through them and they're plugged.
I think my personal justification is, I'm going to wait until Index hits out with everything, and then I'll think about it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the first wave of Index to everyone kind of work out the bugs, waiting for the Voron kits to come in, because I've got like 3 Tridents that I could throw it on.
Yep.
Obviously start with 1, but yeah, I think Index is. I don't know if I'll do it on the Prusa though, because I like how they just kind of work.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're kind of building it for it. They're going to have their own thing. So,
I just don't know if I can do all that filament management though.
yeah, it can be a thing. Now, one Bowden tube can kick my butt sometimes.
Hmm I tested out some nozzle for another company, or LDO, one of LDO's high flow nozzle they have. It's on the Orbiter projects,
Mhm.
and I
Man,
tested
I really want to test that thing.
it, dude. Just that simple nozzle increased my acceleration that I could print at, and increased the speed that I could print at because there was
How
no
did,
like
how
drawbacks.
did
It just
you're talking about the acceleration while printing?
yeah, like the entire thing it sped the entire thing up
Mm.
because it wasn't waiting for cooling or the filament to melt. It was just constantly melting it. It was crazy. I was shocked. I was shocked. So I said, "Oh, this is a great nozzle. Let's try it out with some glow in the dark."
Oh no,
About a roll
Uh,
and a half. Yeah, it was done.
you
They,
got your nice shiny new .6 nozzle, don't you?
surprisingly, the nozzle, the diameter didn't get bigger. It was when it was printing all the layers, it was sanding it down the actual bottom of the nozzle,
Ah,
right? Because it has to kind of run on top of the next layer. I don't know, but it was sanding down the nozzle.
yeah, I think I
So,
got something like that going on with my NG right now. I ran some glow through it, and now that my first layers are a little poopy.
yeah. But I also realized don't put glow in the dark through filament sensors.
Oh yeah.
It just sawed right through my BTT SFS V2.
Mm.
And then it sawed through the opening where you put the filament in.
Hmm.
So because of that, it would jump its little grooved wheel in it that's supposed to
Hmm.
hold it. It would just jump it and it would just snag every time.
Mm.
For
So
some reason, I thought those new orbiter nozzles were tungsten. Are they not?
no, they're
Oh, okay.
brass with a copper insert.
Okay.
And it goes like a different geometry. It kind of goes down like this, and then in. So it's interesting internal geometry.
Mm.
Um, but it also was starting to sand the internal geometry too with glow in the dark filament.
Yeah.
Just the bottom, but also the insides.
Yeah, this conversation has led me to I definitely just changing the nozzle on the NG instead of trying to tune it through.
Yeah.
It was a steel nozzle, but like I say, it hasn't printed quite right since I did that load of glow in the dark Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I'm using
My,
West 3D for all of my nozzles. West 3D, the tungsten carbide.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those Undertaker nozzles are quite impressive. I've got them on 3 machines, and yeah.
I go point 0.5 just to give that a little extra.
Yeah, I got point 0.5 on one. I got point 0.5 on my Micron.
Yeah, and I run a point 0.4 profile. And so just it gives it just a little extra flow.
I set up all my profiles for percentages, so it doesn't matter whether I run a point 0.4 or point 0.5. I can use the same profile between the two. It just scales it to the nozzle size. But I am going to put the point 0.5 onto the Trident once I get that going, and put the point 0.4 over on the Micron.
Well, that's what's happening with me. The user.
Well, I have been wrestling with happy hair, and actually, it's been like almost there for days. And I finally got a good blob-free, nice multicolor print out of it today. Very happy. So now it's just a matter of tuning. But I kind of made a creature of my own creation. Django that he kind of hangs out over in the Armored Discord. I had him do some CAD work for me to be able to mount just a BMG extruder on a motor into the bottom of a filamentalist that's up on some legs. And I'm running Happy Hair on it as the 3MS MMU. And into the Trident where I got the A4T with the crossbow cutter and the turtle brush. And so all this stuff I kind of mashed up together, and with a lot of help from Alex sorting through the happy hair, now it works.
Yeah, you sent me some pictures of some successful test prints.
I did.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, not too bad. I had some bleed over from that dark green into the gray, but I set it up that way on purpose to get a dark and a light next to each other because I was figuring out flushing volumes. So, but it came out pretty good.
That's awesome.
I got a 4-color benchy going right now.
Nice.
just to test it. That's what the noise was you guys were hearing before we got started, was actually that 3MS. That's those little stepper motors whining as it winds everything up and winds it back out. It's not quiet at all, but it works.
Yeah. I figured it was probably auxiliary cooling fans or something in there.
Well, you're probably hearing that too, because I got 4 of the big fans, Trident skirts, and I've got them cranked up at 100%. Mostly to annoy other people around my work area, so they stay away from it. So how about you, Mr. Baker Millwright? What are you up to, sir?
Yeah, and why is it twerking lessons?
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Uh-oh.
We beg to differ.
He brought the receipts.
This looks like AI to me. Like this looks like total AI. AI stinks to me. Look at the background. It changes. That's AI.
Is this his OnlyFans channel?
Listen, we don't talk about that publicly. Thank you very much.
Lies, he says. Lies.
I'm telling you, it's AI art. I see nothing there that's real.
It's all right. It's all right. Plausible deniability, right?
We had a few more join us in the chat. We got a Rick Morrison, Zybertech, B-Dog.
DJ.
I'll say the last part there. Just wanted to say hello to him. Mad Dog Jeff is here. DJ Midnight Wolf. I think I caught. Oh, Martin. How could I miss Martin? Martin and Sean.
The prawn daddy himself.
Yes, sir. Everybody knows Martin.
Me? We're developing BattleBots, working on my pen and paper RPG, Darkstar Chronicles, talking about Midwest Rep Rap, printing some other people's work. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff. I just got off a 24-hour stream yesterday, so still a little tired, and just finished my stream before coming here, and I think we're having another stream after this one, and then I'll be on 3DHP tomorrow at noon till 1. Then I've got my stream. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff. I stream 5 days a week. I produce content. Produce digital models. I write games. I do a lot of things, and I make a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I got some more of your makes I need to get posted up.
Real quick, let's jump back real quick, because B-Dog had a question about CHT nozzles. And I'll go through my personal experience with them, and then anybody else that's got some experience with them can chime in. So I ran, Bondtech came out with the bimetal CHT nozzle a couple years back, and I ran that nozzle for almost 2 years, several thousand hours, and had no issues with it. But then I printed some filament that had some really fine sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
And where that filament will run fine through a regular nozzle, when it splits and then remerges, it seems like it's almost got like a vortex effect that just piles that sparkle into that nozzle. And then they seem like once you get those nozzles clogged, there's You can clean them out, you can do whatever, and they will just clog right back up. So, not saying that they don't work. It's just a use case issue with them. If you're printing something with carbon fiber, glass filled material, or depending on the like sparkly filament or whatnot, they can have some issues. And good ones aren't cheap. So if you're gonna, for me, by the time I spend that money on another nozzle like that that's going to stand up to an abrasive material, I'd rather just get a nozzle that's going to also not have clogging issues. And if it does, I can just take a blowtorch to it and never even think about it again.
You know, that your experience is basically was my same experience. But I don't think it's the whole nozzle. So the CHTs, they have 4 channels in them. And I think it's just a matter of getting one channel clogged,
Yeah.
and you're done.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
if you
had
get
the
one-
same experience with glitter filament. Like, you just get one little piece of mica, I believe, is the glitter content of it. One little piece in there that just clogs up a sub channel, and it's no good anymore.
Is the CHT 4 channels? Because I always thought it was 3.
It's
Uh,
4.
no, the ones that I have are all 3.
Are they 3 channels? I thought they were 4 channels.
No.
You guys might be right. But either
either
one,
one-
you get one of those sub channels clogged,
Yeah.
and it's done. You're
And
not
anytime-
getting it unclogged.
Anytime you restrict flow by trying to bust it up into 3 independent segments and then reunify it, I've never. I think I have a CHT nozzle. I ran it on the 4S. It was fine and good, and I just like Alex was talking about. I tried to run an abrasive through there and took it out, cleaned it out, put it in its box, walked away.
Yeah. And it's weird what, some of the times that you'll run the same brand. Like, I was doing a lot of glitter, was doing perfectly fine with all this glitter, and then one time, whatever it was, clogged it.
Well, I feel like with the glitter filaments, sometimes there's production issues, or not issues, but tolerances, and all it takes is one big flake.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And those CHT nozzles really rely on laminar flow. And the second you start getting wearing or uneven wearing and stuff, and you break that laminar flow, you're going to get some weird artifacting issues in your prints too.
Mm-hmm. That's why right now I just do tungsten carbide.
Yep.
They just seem to, I could throw anything at it and not worry about it.
Anybody wondering about laminar flow? It's basically a smooth flow where the material on the side walls is moving in a straight line, and the material in the center isn't swirling. It's pretty much straight flow without currents or bends.
Limited, minimal obstruction.
Mm-hmm.
But
The idea behind
you look at
CHT.
E3D's new high flow, right? And they basically shrink the tube, or squish the tube to get more melt on all the filament.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to be able to get the center heated well.
Right.
On all of these geometries, trying to get that center, because on a straight through nozzle, you can have the center soft but the outside walls melted, and then it lays down pretty terribly.
I'd be interested to see how that E3D's new high flow works out.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see that too. I'm interested to know how they're machining that, if it's going to be multiple pieces, which is what I assume it's going to be. But
I wouldn't expect the machine to be different than their standard Revo nozzles.
No, I mean the machining for their internal geometry, how they're machining that.
They probably got some guy with pliers just squishing it.
We are a DIY bunch.
It's like, that's probably okay. That's flat enough.
Just coming from the plastics manufacturing world, the answer is seldom the internal geometry of anything. It's just the length of the melt zone. Um, if I, if you got a machine that needs to melt more plastic faster, you don't increase the temperature. You just increase the length of your screw.
But if you could increase like E3D or what the orbiter nozzle is doing, right? They are E3D is squishing the plastic so you can get the heat into it faster, which is an effective elongating the nozzle, right? It's the same end goal. The orbiter one kind of gives it a turn in it, which is the
Yeah.
same effect, right? You're using that filament in the nozzle longer or in the hot zone longer. So I think the internal geometry does matter if you can. At the end of the day, you don't want a turbulent flow, so you want it to melt evenly throughout the whole filament in the quickest amount of time. So getting out with your output being a nice layer or a nice line. So I think internal geometry, if you can play with that to make that happen without going to volcanoes or super volcanoes or whatever, I think that's a benefit.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's not a use case for it because, uh, like a Revo, you're working within a constrained ecosystem, right? You want to make a nozzle that's got more flow for your existing, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of hot ends that you have out on the market.
Hmm.
You've got to make it whatever your new thing is fit your old thing.
Yeah, but I think
Like,
I think they're elegant solutions, though, right? Because I mean,
oh yeah,
the
just
standby is more heat, right? Which is go to like 60 watts or 80 watts or 220-volt hot ends or whatever craziness you want to do, or you elongate the melt zone. But if you can get better performance just by changing some geometries in a nozzle, I think that would be a better way to go because then you don't got to upgrade, change everything.
yeah. Plus, you get to a point of diminishing returns with increased wattage on heater cartridges and stuff because uh, unless you're stripping away that temperature faster than your 60-watt heater can put into it, you don't get any advantage going higher than that. Or, pick your wattage, whatever. And once you get to a point where your material, your cooling, whatever, is not stripping away heat and that heater cartridge is not having an issue keeping up with it, going to more wattage doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, you may potentially just bake the filament in the tube, or just bake or harden it or soften it up above the heat break to where it makes for a clog.
Yeah, I
I'm not
mean,
I'm not trying for the world's fastest Trident, so
Well, I mean, I do agree with you, Alex, that there is a point of diminishing return and adding more heat, right? Because you're going to get like the heat creep, right, as Howie said. So I don't know. How do you get more filament out of that nozzle? Is the question, right? Because if you
yeah.
like with the orbiter nozzle, I was able just change the nozzle. I could increase both my accels and my velocities on my printer, and
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't change anything else, right? Just literally unscrewed the nozzle, screw a new one in.
yeah.
So for
And
me,
probably
that
if you just stuck with regular filaments without any abrasives to them or any fibers, if you were just doing silts and ABSs and PLAs, it'd probably live just fine, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no. So changing your internal, let me clarify a bit, right? Changing your internal geometry to either compress that material so you can get heat to the center of the filament faster over you've got a, like on the Revo, you've got a very limited number, length of melt zone on that, right? So you got to optimize that as best you can. The new orbiter nozzle, by changing that geometry a little bit, it helps increase transfer of heat to the core of that filament by deforming it a bit, and also elongating the path so it's in there longer, because increasing temperature for a material we're already printing at temperatures higher than those plastics are meant to see. And the hotter you make it to heat up the core of that filament so you don't have a cold core extrusion, you're just degrading the outside layer of that filament. So what you're gaining
Or
here, you lose here.
or you
So
got to add more.
increasing the length so you can reduce the temperature, still get the heat all the way through, is generally the best way to do it. And whether you're doing that through geometry, overall length, or whatever, I think is, you know, and it has been the way hot end manufacturers have been going over the last few years is, higher flows, longer, or, changing that internal geometry to get to the core of that. So you're not just cranking up the temperature on it.
Yeah, when they started running the heat blocks long ways up and down your melt zone, that helped out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tankless hot water heater versus 40-gallon hot water heater.
More or less, yeah. Yeah, but the tankless slows it down to make it happen, whereas we're working on speeding them up.
But do you flash heat it before you disperse, or do you preheat it before you disperse?
Well, if you're talking water heaters, it depends on the brand. If it's a Navian, it preheats it.
Yeah, but compare filament to it. So you run. What if you? And
I
I'm
would
spit-
not preheat filament.
Yeah.
At most, you keep the filament in the, like for ABS, keep it in a chamber, which
Yes.
is probably around 65 for most of us, 45 to 65 for most of us.
Unless you have a Dumacron.
Yeah, well, you're probably maybe 70 or 80, but you still want to be below that glass transition temperature. It's about 100 degrees, right, for ABS.
Okay.
Or else you're going to have clogs and issues like crazy.
Yeah, it starts getting soft in the PTFE. You're just going to start sticking to the PTFE.
And all the gears and
Let me tell you, when you get really high chamber temps, you start running into high chamber temp problems.
Yeah, you don't want to preheat it too much because then you'll be trying to shoot pool with a rope.
Or everything you run is like CPU.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I should look into tweaking my AMS and put some kind of a little heater into it just to raise it.
It's not doing. I mean, you could do it for as like dehumidifying your filament, right? But
Right.
as far as preheating the filament, it's not gonna. You're not gonna see a benefit.
We have a storm coming through, evidently. Come on,
That's your
guys. Evidently,
That's
we
your
have a.
Friday telling you about an impending clog.
Yeah. I think that's probably a storm or tornado warning coming through.
Everybody in this house is already in the basement.
Yeah.
I am already in the basement.
Me and you already have fun.
Here's my micron right now, chilling at 76 chamber temp.
Where's the
Cartographer's in there frying. The thermistor is
Is it the
on
tool
the
head thermistor?
no, it's on the back gantry, on the back extrusion of the gantry. Behind it, it packed.
That's another thing that a lot of people, and I've done it too, but there's a lot of people that come into, oh, I'm reaching chamber temps of like 75C or 65C. And no, there's no consistency with it. Some people will be measuring the chamber temperature using a thermistor on the tool head. So you've got people running around trying to print ABS, and they're constantly tweaking things to achieve a certain chamber temperature with thermistors. All of mine, my 2.4, my Trident, I've got the thermistor in the top right-hand corner.
No, that's too high, man.
It is, but at that, after about maybe 45 minutes, that thermistor will read 50, 55C. So
For
if
V2, I prefer it on the back of the gantry because the gantry, the thermistor on the back is going to raise up and down with the print. So for
right,
me, that'd be like on a V2, that's the most accurate, right?
because it's at the same level as the actual print volume.
Right, right. You can't use the tool head because the tool head's got all that heat around it from the tool head board because it's got the motor not too far away, right?
Yeah.
It's got some extra heat from maybe the nozzle. I don't know what the setup is, but it's always been somewhat unreliable. It's too close to the action, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why the Trident is on the back extrusion of the gantry. Same thing with the 2.4s. I don't have chamber temp probes in the switch wires.
I mean, another
Yeah.
thing you could do is frame temps. So you could put a thermistor in each corner of your frame, and then the clipper will let you take the average of all four, and that would get you a nice frame temp, and you can kind of use that. And then you can put multiple thermistors at different heights inside the chamber.
Yeah.
Averaging
medium
sensors
value.
is the way to go. That's what
Thank
we
you.
do at work for manufacturing, building automation, all the stuff I do. We generally string out at least 3 sensors and average them.
There's also should be blowing that air down, because the hot air is always going to pocket into the top, no matter what you do, be it dryer, machine, whatever, printer, it doesn't matter. That hot air is always going to want to find that top corner, the highest point, and sit there. So it's the best place is either the middle or the bottom, because then you have a cyclonic action. But
That's if you have a fan
that's what I like about the
giving
Nevermore.
you that
you
action.
should, but that's the thing. All the machines with temperature sensors, that it should have that function. An internal fan that's just rotating the air.
You put that Nevermore in the back up high, let it pull the air in from the top, shoot it to the bottom. It's fantastic. I love Nevermore.
And that's you can debate it all you want, but that's because you're not if you're getting air layers, then it does you no good for a heated temperature or a heated chamber anyway. It's no benefit if it's hot up here, perfect here, and cold down here.
Yep.
And you're gonna have flaws no matter what you do, because you're going too hot at the top, you're too cold at the bottom.
Yep.
You want that. You want
stratification.
exactly. You want that, and I agree. You can't put a sensor on the head because the head's hot. You got a motor up there, you got a control board up there, and you got the extrusion assembly, and the extrusion assembly is going to be blowing air across it, and that hot air's got to go somewhere.
Yep. Moving and mixing the air reduces stratification.
Yep. And it gives more unification of crystalline structure.
There you go.
Where are those Voron guys? We need to have a powwow.
But the last time I talked to the Voron guys, they denied anything about IDEX, so I'm waiting until the IDEX information comes out.
I'm figuring that's going to be the index.
No, it's not the same. Everyone's so excited about the index. No, IDEX.
There is no point of an IDEX machine.
Yes, there is.
If you have index.
Nope, disagree.
What's
Unless
the point?
you're talking like the Orange Storm Giga, where you got 8,000 square feet of bed and you got 8 heads on there just doing 8 of the same part side by side.
Yeah, I mean that's the only benefit I can see with an IDEX is copying or mirroring.
Okay.
Other than that, you've got it. If you do multicolor or you do supports or whatever, you're still going to have to swap head places.
I mean, having two tool heads that you can swap so you can run multi-material or whatever, that's a different thing than IDEX, and it's got a lot of benefit.
Yeah, but
IDEX with index is the future, or dual extruder IDEX heads.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't see the point in a dual extruder head personally.
Sure.
When I can just have 6 heads, I just choose one. Why do I need 2 extrusions in one? They're not both going to be printing at the same time.
They can.
And they're not adding to the volume or the overall speed of the process. It's not like they're cycling between each other or anything like that. If you could actually have multiple heads working on the same project at one time, then maybe.
I mean, that would be like copying or mirroring, which was I see a function for IDEX. But as far as just doing two different colors at a time, I don't see a purpose for an IDEX. My point, this is my personal opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it comes down to, like most things, right? You gotta know what your use case is and pick the best tool for it, right? So if you and my issue with an IDEX has always been, even if you're mirroring, that means you've got to have both tool heads nozzles at the exact same plane, and that's a big ask when you're talking about fractions of a millimeter.
I
Oh,
don't mind
absolutely.
it. I don't mind it on mine. Mine's pretty uniform.
But like, there's no argument that there's use cases for it. Just, is it the average person using it? Like, is the average person going to utilize it enough to justify the complexity of calibration to ensure that that works right every time for a manufacturer to put a machine out, versus single nozzle multicolor, or even like a
But you know,
multi tool head kind of thing, index, stealth changer, Bruce XL. You know, there's so many different options out there, right? You just figure out what you're going to be doing with your machine and pick the one accordingly.
Yeah, we've evidently got a tornado on the ground about 10 blocks from here.
Sweet.
Oh
Step
crap!
outside, we want footage. No pics, no proof.
I ain't
At
go out there
least,
taking a picture. I'm staying in my basement right here.
yeah, I was going to say,
never
at least
safe
you're already
spot.
in the basement.
Yeah.
No flying a kite? That doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go death by Benjamin Franklin today.
My daughter sent me a text message the other night, said that we had a storm here, and my grandson, who's autistic, he said, "Mom, the weather's scaring me outside." And she said, "Come with me." And she stepped outside on the porch with him and said, "Do you see any funnel clouds?" He said, "No, no, Mama, I don't. Why are we outside?" She goes, "Because I was raised with your grandpa. We go looking for that stuff."
Yep, that's why we have a second living room in the basement, somewhere cozy to ride this stuff out, and somewhere to relegate the kids to keep from making a mess upstairs where we hang out.
I've got my underground pool situation going on,
Anything on the radar, but that doesn't mean
We're totally gonna have to make a boat or a submarine and cruising around in your basement now.
It's a problem.
Oh, we need to make a remote control Benji.
I think there is one.
I think
Actually,
there is.
I think there is one. It's a little bit bigger, but I think there is one for sure.
I think a little Benji with a little skipper in it would be a cool death racer.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Has anybody done a Death Racer that the center body is a benchy?
Not that I've seen, just the head.
Man, I gotta start working on getting some CAD skills.
Just draw the picture, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah, well, Windows kicks my ass for no apparent reason
No.
as is. So
Draw a picture. Take a picture with your phone. Import it as an image. Take that image. Throw it in an AI generator. And ta-da!
Yeah.
You're done.
I suppose.
Because you're not looking to make it super fancy or anything like that. That's what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
So, and then it can be edited, modified, and whatever once you get the existing STL or whatever it is, and then just keep cutting until you like it. And then if you really need to, a benchy is more, I guess it's CAD, but you could also get away with using something like a sculpting thing like Blender or ZBrush.
Yeah. I've been playing with Tinkercad mostly, to the point I even bought some books on it and messing around with that.
Tell me about
never
this
heard of it, huh?
Tinkercad. Tell me about that.
Yeah. I think I've watched a few videos on your stream about it.
Tell me about this twerking.
I don't know what you're talking about. AI generated. You saw the background? That guy had clearly 7 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought he was happy to see me.
Classy. Classy. Glad we're classy in here, boys.
It was relatively clean. It could have been worse.
Yeah, sorry for my disappearance there. My camera just poof went away.
I'm just shocked that it hasn't been like I saw it on Twitter. I saw you guys posted on Twitter. I'm surprised it hasn't been remixed with music or like image cloned, and I'm just shocked at how little bounce that had. It made me happy that it had very little bounce.
I haven't had time.
So
you got to have the jiggle.
So the last few weeks, Jose, who's not here this week, slacker, has been teasing the monolith gantry setup, and Reth here has been running it and testing it because Reth is probably the best source for testing your hardware. If you have hardware and you want it tested,
you want it broken while tested.
If you want to put hours on it,
that's the way things are done. I like the cut of your jib, sir. It ain't any good if you can't break it.
But yeah, you put a lot of hours on machines printing toys for a good cause. But you've been running the monolith, so bring us up to speed on it.
So it is well, let's start with the cosmetics, right? The parts are beefy parts. They are thick. It's thick metal. The machining's really nice on it. The finishing's really nice. It goes together really well. So the assembly is not difficult. And I have been putting. I'm probably close to 500 plus hours on it, if not 1,000.
Oh wow!
I haven't looked at it, but it's been running nonstop since I've had it. Yeah, what do you
had
guys
it about a
know?
month.
What would you like to know?
So it is 9 millimeters. I understand that the kit comes with both options for all-wheel and two-wheel drive. Which version have you been running?
I've only been running all-wheel drive. I have not played at all with two-wheel drive.
Arr.
I mean, I have the parts for it. They're just I haven't installed them. I just went all-wheel drive and it was working, and it was printing well. So I was like, I'm not going to take it apart right now.
Yeah. Now the picture that I saw didn't show, but I'm assuming that it comes with some sort of live idler setup, pressed on pinion.
Yeah,
or what is it got?
I think Fabrico. Can you pull up Fabrico's website? They have it there.
I can.
Let me go check. Let me go look real fast. Answer your question.
So does it help out with accelerations and things like that, or is it, it's nice and rigid, it helps out with accuracy, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's the rear. So it's the belts are run differently than a standard Voron.
Okay.
So in the front, you have the front of the XY joint. You'll have the just the bearing stack, and behind that is the live idler.
Okay, so here's the live idler shaft.
Yeah, and that's like normally it's in the front of the XY joint, but because of the way the belts are run and are run, let's say backward for whatever reason, It's behind it. So yes, it is a live either. It's stuck into two bearings. That looks like the 2-wheel drive.
Yeah. And there's a all-wheel drive. Now this is available in a Trident and a 2.4 version.
Yeah, I use the Trident version. But yeah, it's I mean, it's a nice kit. It's a nice kit. Performance wise though,
We
I
should have
have
a
to
picture
say
of the belt pathing.
you're going to get the same if you do nothing, right? So I tested Vitaly's RMG, LDO's all-wheel drive, and this all-wheel drive. And the Monolith and Vitaly were tested with a Dragon burner, and the LDO all-wheel drive was tested with a Stealth burner. So those are the tool heads I'm working on. There was nothing else done. They were basically open frame printers, right? So there was no special nothing. Just everything was kind of stock with no panels on nothing, and they all performed about the same. So it does. I mean, it didn't matter which one I used. We're talking plus or minus maybe 3,000 to 4,000 Excel, maybe. The speed range was all about the same for them. So as I've said to other people, you know, pick the one you like because you're going to get the same level of performance from LDO 6 mil belts to RMG 9 mil and Monolith's 9 mil.
Yeah. Now,
At least in my experience.
what about compared to like the old school double T's?
I didn't like that. I didn't like those.
No. What
No,
was the
and the
issue that you
reason.
had with them?
Go ahead.
What was the issue you had with them? I ask because West Reduce had them on sale, and that's what is planned for this stealth changer right here.
So the OG tiny shell script all-wheel drive. My issue was in the printed tensioner. So in the AB joints, AB motor mounts, that printed tensioner did not work right, and it was really hard. It was easy to tension, really hard to detension. So when you're trying to get the belts to be even in tension, you do a little turn, you went too far, you couldn't just turn back. You'd kind of have to put your fingers in there, push the plastic back, and then all of a sudden now you're too loose. So I took it off. It was too frustrating for me. But all of these are tensioning effectively the same, so they're all in the rear. Vitaly's does a single screw going like this, in and out, so that it's moving it either forward and backward. LDO's has a wedge system, so it's moving you screw in this way and it moves the tensioner this way. And then Monolith has a screw that you screw in this way and it moves the tensioner that way. So they all have 3 different tensioning systems. So pick the one you like the best, the one that looks the best to you, or the one you can afford, or however you want it. But performance-wise, they're about the same.
I actually got the what is it, tiny that you were just now talking about?
Tiny T?
To put on this.
Tiny shell script. Tiny shell script, right?
Yeah, to put on the Venture back here. And I had some debate as to whether or not 9mm belts would be effective.
How big is the Venture?
Oh, 600 by 600.
Yeah, you probably want 9.
But
maybe 12.
I don't know. It's a 20mm. The exit gantry and the wide gantry are still 20/20.
Okay.
They did a weird collaboration on the Z-axis. So it's got like a curved profile on the outside, and then a single 20/20 that runs up the middle that the Z-axis is mounted to, for the linear rails. But I got the tiny kit, and I was looking at the printed parts for it, And to me, the tensioner on the tiny kit looks exactly like the same concept as a V0. You got a knob that draws the belt in or out, and
that's how Monolith works too. It has a bar. So if you go back to that picture,
Yeah.
but I got to looking at this because this thing has been in production for months. and
so
and
behind sorry, I want to just point it out to everyone. So if you see that circle right there,
yes,
right, and then in front of that, I believe is the tensioner.
Right.
So right there, and then you put your screw in there to tension it forward and backward.
Right. I mean, you're doing tension. In that particular instance, you're doing tension on a printed part, which is, regardless of whether it's ABS or whatever, it's going to degrade over time. Then you got your belt degrading over time from wear.
Okay.
It's a
I will say this about Monolith: the belt path is probably the best out of all three, as far as riding up and down on the bearings and being level, or riding on the flanges. This one does the best at just when you put it together to not ride up on the flanges.
Okay.
So here's a question.
I'll have to look at that.
This will be LDO's. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Now, I'm just curious. This will be LDO's second kit that they produced. What's the biggest difference between that kit and this kit?
Belt path.
Yeah.
100%
just the belt path.
So well, there's a couple things you got to take into consideration, right? So if you use a sensor or a switch for your Y end stop, normal Y end stop's not going to work on this one, on Monolith or RMG, because they have the belts in front. If you look at it, whereas the LDO follows the standard Voron belt path.
Mm-hmm.
So there are certain things like when I had my V2 or my V2s, I usually would put in the front, put my chamber sensor.
Okay.
Right. So usually, if you had extra wires, you would wrap them in the front of the extrusion for standard Vorons. Standard Vorons, and then you could route them underneath. Right. Because of the belt path here, and because of the small space you have between the back of the extrusion and the panel, you've got to now find a new way to route wires that are on top of your extrusion.
Yeah.
So that's another consideration you have to take into account.
I made for the RMG, and it would work on this too. I made a part that mounts to the top of your rear extrusion and then comes forward and just in front of these belts to where this comes back, your gantry comes back and runs into it. And then somebody else had made one, but it didn't fit, so I had to modify it. And it's got the chamber thermistor, takes a little glass bead one that runs in through that. And it works pretty well. Yeah,
that's what I had to do for mine too.
Because I think the idea is sensorless homing, but sensorless homing is notoriously terrible on all-wheel drive.
Notoriously terrible, period. I'm finding it out now.
I'm a switch guy too. I don't like sensorless homing. I don't like the load sensor on it. I don't like any of that because all that stuff can be run into weird problems. When we're done talking about this gantry, I have a question for Reth.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
The other couple differences over your other LDO gantry all-wheel drive setup is your Y-axis rails are rotated from the bottom of your Y extrusion to the inside of your Y extrusion.
I think that's like Voron 2.2 version. Not the V2.4, but 2.2. I think they did something similar.
that's
That
something.
was before my time, so I don't know.
That's something that I never really understood. Is you've got gram chasers for your gantry, right? My print head's too heavy. My tool head's too heavy. Whatever else. I've built a Trident 2.4 V Minion, a couple of 2 or 3 Pruses, and a V Core 3.1. If you look at a V Core 3.1, they went typical and they mounted the linear rail on the bottom of the extrusion. If you look at the V Core 4, they flipped it and mounted the linear rail on the top of the extrusion. Now, this might just be me ratchet jawing, which please overlook me. But it seems like if you're worried about weight reduction or overall handling of weight on the X and Y gantry, it seems like it would be more sensible to have your linear rail mounted on the top of the extrusion so that the gantry itself is holding the weight during travel.
So the gantry is holding the weight no matter what. If you look at the linear rails, the orientation of the rails themselves, I think, determines how much where the load is.
Yes.
Internal to the to the carriages on the linear rails. So, like this way, you're going to get more load on the top than you will on the bottom.
Right.
When they hang, all the balls are going to be hanging on the bottom of the channel.
Right.
And then if you put them on the top, the balls they're going to be hanging again, but on a different bottom of the channel, right? And so it all, I think, for our purposes, it doesn't really matter, and it's not going to affect it. If you want to go like 1,000% into the monolith, you're going to do a Carbona, or what's it, Carbonera? What's that lightweight
carbon fiber?
Yeah, the carbon fiber one.
It was like Carbonair.
Yeah, something like that. I always forget the name. Carbonera?
I bought the old school tiny shell scripts for the all-wheel drive kit.
Yeah, so you're going to do this, right? And that's going to lower your x-axis. Then what they're doing is basically a tool head the tool head just being an extruder and a hot end. It's going to be all wires back. You're going to go CPAP. And then you're going to go with either 40/40 extrusions, or you're going to go with, what's it called? Structural panels. Right? Like if you really want it, but you could do that with all the all-wheel drives.
Yes.
So that's, if you really want to lose weight, you're going to go Carbonera with a tool head that's basically pared down to nothing except the extruder and the hot end, and then CPAP, and that'll lose your weight.
Yeah, especially if you throw it on there Bowden load with a CPAP, and then you only got a couple of wires to deal with.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing aluminum. I think it's aluminum SLS tool heads, so they are slimmed down to basically nothing.
And that Jabberwocky tool head.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm running Dragon Burners, man.
It's the running joke. I had one that got reprinted and rebuilt like 5 times, and I could never get anything out of it but garbage. So now I dance upon its grave.
And then so for those that don't know, I am building a self changer for Brad, and just to get at him a little bit, I decided to print some of his parts with a Jabberwocky. Jack in the shop, welcome. Thank you to Brad for gifting memberships, much appreciated, and then Raj for becoming a channel member. It goes a long way towards helping the channel. I appreciate you. Now back to your regularly scheduled content.
Yeah.
Don't mind
Oh,
me. I'm on the hunt for a juice box.
he's on the hunt for a juice box.
Yes, we got grapes today.
So, Maker Millwright asks what I think about the baby belt. Did you win it?
No.
So we had that auction, the raffle. I'm sorry, we had the raffle, and somebody who won the baby belt basically gave it back to us and said, "Give it away to a good home." I didn't actually ever use it,
Oh.
but I did give it to a teacher who has about 30 kids in his class, and they have maybe 8 3D printers, and they're learning like CAD and stuff like that. So there's talks between me and the teacher and the district to try to get the district to see if the district is interested in having the kids actually assemble baby belts.
Yep.
So that each kid can have their own printer.
Yep.
And then print their own parts, and then modify the parts, whatever, because everything's open source.
Yep.
So for my personal needs, it's way too small. But from an educational point of view, I see a lot of benefit in it because it's simple and it's relatively inexpensive.
Once again, boiling down to use case. We're going to swing back real quick just to answer this question for Caleb, I do believe. He asked what the advantages of all-wheel drive are. Reth, I'm going to let you real quick run through that because you've got that nailed down to a science there.
It's acceleration. It's all about acceleration. You can go from, say, 3,000, about 5,000 in a standard Voron. It doesn't really matter the size. You're looking around 3,000 to 5,000. For all-wheel drive, you're looking at a minimum of 10,000 cell, and that's perimeters, internal, external perimeters. That's a minimum. You can easily go ahead.
From my understanding, because of the overall belt length on the y-axis versus the x-axis, the two additional motors contributing to the y-axis will equalize your accelerations between the two overall.
What it does, what all-wheel drive is effectively shortens your belt path.
Right.
So in an ideal world, let's say your belt path in a standard Voron is, I'm just pulling a number out of thin air. Let's say it's 200 millimeters long, right? All-wheel drive ideally would make it 100 millimeters. So you're basically getting V0 speed, so V0 belt paths in a 350. It doesn't change the acceleration I'm talking about is the Y acceleration. So it makes X so much faster. So it's not unheard of to see 40,000 excel, 30,000, 20,000 excel in X from adding all-wheel drive. It's not really usable because you're limited by your lowest excel, which is always going to be your Y. So
Now,
Y, go ahead.
I want to add this in here real quick because it's something that somebody listening that might not know the difference wouldn't see. When you look at the label on your bamboo machine or whatnot, and it says 20,000 Excel, that's 20,000 Excel traveling. Like that's max before you start losing steps. That's not what you can print at.
And it's not taking into account the slide. Most slicers have that slow down for layer time.
Yeah.
So that's slowing you down. Like I print with all that off. So I print with auto cooling off. I print with no slowdown on layer times. And so the numbers I'm giving you are what I can get and the quality I can get without any of that false trickery stuff that a lot of these things do.
Yeah.
It's just big numbers to trick you into thinking about it. One, it has to do with volumetric flow. travel rate is nice, but travel rate is quite literally just the travel, not extrusion rate, not extrusion
You would be
ratio.
surprised, man.
Fast travels will shave a lot of time off of a print time.
Yeah.
Whoa, who let this guy in?
Fashionably late as always.
How's it
One
going,
of-
man? Good to have you.
Oh, my.
One of my favorite filament guys.
There we go. Appreciate it.
Mr.
No
Joel.
bow tie.
take
What's
it.
with that? No bow tie.
No, but how can you see it? It's taken out. It's there. It's just hidden by the name tag.
Because I know these.
So
I got my hat on.
Cybertech had mentioned the
Mill
tiny
right.
shell strips.
There you go. Oh, he puts you on blast.
How you doing this evening?
Camera? Hello, everybody. Hello.
So,
How's everybody doing tonight? I came in late, so I haven't even caught the first hour of what's been going on. And as said towards me, who let this guy? At least on my screen, it's this guy.
Whoa.
Did you enjoy me forcing him to twerk yesterday?
They didn't lock the door. That's how I got in.
There you go. They left the door open.
Yeah, they let.
Lesson learned. Hey, they let this guy in here too. So I mean, it is what it is.
They brought my boy. It's my boy. Hi, Joel. Love you, brother.
So,
Same,
welcome
man.
to the podcast. Always give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves, tell everybody a little bit about themselves. I don't know, there might be somebody that lives under a rock that's never heard of you, but
Nobody's ever heard of him, ever.
go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'll sum it up as quickly as I can. But of course, my name's Joel. I work for Polymaker. I'm the global community manager for said Polymaker. Started out as a community member, volunteer, and contracted some work, and then it rolled from there. And never did I expect to be where I'm at today. But yeah, it's been a fun time. I'm also known as the Filament Hoarder, Lord of the Filament, Oprah of Filament, because we give away so much stuff. So I've got a lot of nicknames. But
Do I need to look under my
most people know
chair
me
right
as
now?
Joel.
Is there filming under my chair?
I need everybody to check under your chairs. Whoever has a number 7 under your chair, you win $100 in Polymaker filament.
I got a Sharpie right here that says there's a 7 on my chair.
Everybody starts writing the 7s on their chair, like lifting the chair up. Everybody, look. I did do one of those at 3D Printopia, not last year, but the year prior, I think it was. And I did a stage talk and did kind of a Meet the Polymaker show, a short version of it. And at the end, of course, we always give filament away. And I played it off like, well, I can't do this because, I don't have my whole setup here. But you know what? You get some filament and you get some filament. And people are like, oh, sweet. And I said, you know what? Everybody that was in the audience watching, I think we gave them, I want to say 5 minutes to pretty much go email support. Hey, I'm at this, the Meet the Polymaker talk at 3D Printopia, and they want a free spool of filament. So we did pull one of those, not in a huge manner. There's probably maybe 30 or 40 people there, but hey, free filament, free filament.
Still a pretty good chunk of filament, though.
At Sanjay Mortimer, for Joel's thing, Joel Telling's thing, everybody got it. I gave mine away, of course, but yeah. You know me, right? Can't do it.
It's easier just to ship you the filament than you have to try to lug it in your luggage. So, yeah, but
and I will point out that Joel likes to shame creators when Polymaker, because Polymaker keeps a bunch of creators around, and when those creators don't have stuff on their table, they like to shame them publicly. Thanks, Joel. Appreciate that.
Where's all the Polymaker? Yeah, we want to see it everywhere.
Where's our stuff?
Ideally.
Put it in a box. Just mail it to me. What's the problem?
Here, I do have some. So I haven't. I was recently at Adepticon, tabletop gaming. Some of you know what it is.
Yep.
Huge event. It's amazing. This is the second year that we've attended. It was awesome, but I haven't unpacked everything from then. But yeah, if anybody recognizes. Anybody recognize this? I don't have to wear a bow tie if I have somebody else that wears a bow tie.
There he is.
That went from Canada to England to the United States, and then it jumped around a bunch of spaces in the United States. That's funny.
Yes, right now it resides with me.
I'll have a new one
It's not
for
twerking,
you.
so I don't recognize it.
Oh, yeah. Where's the twerking version? I can't make this a twerk or I'll break it.
Can you not help them? They are enough of a problem.
It needs to be articulating.
I agree. A flexy one, but only
No.
one part flexes, right?
No, don't help them.
Now I'm seeing a
Don't
servo
help them.
motor with a little off-centered arm, kind of like the old things where the windmill would go and make the guy pump the windmill.
There you go.
We gotta have a hat.
I think we have several projects for Mill right now.
I refer to my earlier statement. I need to improve my CAD skills.
I need to create CAD skills. I use Microsoft's Windows 3D Builder. That's what I use to create things. It works. I mean, for what I do, it works.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Anybody dare me to make a Maker Millwright bobblehead? I will do it.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
A bobblehead.
I already made one.
Bobble butt to bobblehead.
I have already made one of Alex.
Nice.
Where is it?
I do have to shame you though, Joel. I do have to shame you.
I didn't do it.
You exactly. You didn't do it. When we were at Smurf, I got a bunch of creators, and for some reason, Polymaker doesn't want to come out and have dinner. I see how it is.
Well, we're usually one of the last ones to leave an event, so that gets us behind on everybody's schedule.
Yeah.
But we had some decent eating though. That I think we went to a place that was close by. Had like Korean barbecue, and then some other. I don't even remember. I did have some Korean barbecue in the UK. It wasn't as exciting as I hoped it would be, but it was decent.
You're going to Rocky Mountain, and you'll be at Midwest, right?
Correct. Yep.
I'll see you at Midwest then.
Oh yeah, I will be there. One of the many sweating people that are still having fun regardless.
So look,
I don't know why they keep doing it in the same venue with like a complete lack of air conditioning. Like they're surprised that it's suddenly summer in June.
Hey Joel, at least we have air conditioning at Rocky Mountain.
The power outage at Midwest is a random occurrence.
It's the curse because I wasn't there last year.
I still do
everybody knows it's
nice
the curse
video.
if I don't go to an event.
I did a nice B-roll. So when we had the first or the second day, whenever it was, whenever the power was out, we come in, the power was all out. And we were lucky enough that one of the community members that came to help out had a Ford truck parked right outside the door where our booth was. And so we ran an extension cord. So we did a nice little B-roll video that's like everybody shut down, and then all of a sudden there's Polymaker's booth. The wall game's all lit up. The scientist game is running.
Nice.
It was like we're the only ones with power. So it was nice. I need to.
I know. When we did Rocky Mountain last year, the Sunday that you mentioned that the power went out in the morning, the humidity and everything was so bad that there was actually water on the floor.
Yeah. I saw the photos. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, actually, there was enough moisture. It wasn't as much last year, but it was enough that I didn't think anything of it. And of course, we have our tablecloths. They all go into a bin that goes to our event pallet. And I've never checked it between events because I know if it's stained, I'll send it off to be cleaned. If it's not stained, it just gets stored. And we made it to 3D Printopia last year, and we opened the box that had all the tablecloths in it, and it had moisture trapped inside. Mold, mildew over everything, and ruined every tablecloth. It's like, man, come on.
Yeah, bummer.
So, lasting impression. Yeah, lasting impression. Yeah. Lesson learned. So now I know now to check everything and make sure just it's dry. If it needs washed, just get it washed and dried.
So all you got to do is take all of your bins and go to printables and print that little mod, and then you can mount a poly dryer to your tote.
Ooh, I like that.
Humidify the whole tote.
I like that. That's smart. That's smart.
I'll remember that for next time.
Well, especially with that controversy if you stuck a Sunloo dryer on there.
How about a Snapmaker dryer?
Yeah.
Hey, those are good.
Those are good, right?
Really
good. Snap dryers are all right.
Then you can just take your tote, get where you're going, and before you break out and decorate your table the day before, you just plug in your poly dryer on your tote.
I do have to say, I think that the saddles are really good.
We can put our food inside the same bin and just let it, keep warm.
That won't stain the tablecloths at all.
Yeah. Tablecloths might fold up into the 3 kilo filament containers now.
Yeah, the new XLs.
I like the saddles.
Oh yeah,
that's really smart.
I don't even have any of them here yet. I played with some at the EU office when I was in there for Manchester, and yeah, it's nice. The flaps, there's 4 of them. They snap really well, but they're not as strong. So some people had problems, especially if you have arthritis in your hands. The original ply dryer boxes, they're pretty strong on holding. So those are a lot easier to do. The carrying handle, the different positions you can do the spool in there. Why does my phone keep on telling me GPS signal lost? I'm not navigating anywhere.
Siri, play rock and
Your
roll.
house move.
So Joel, right now, and I'm actually currently airborne.
Right.
I just don't know.
Got yourself.
Cybertech
You happen to be in a tornado and you don't know it.
Yeah, rock. Oh, you get dizzy. You get a little dizzy.
I'm sure I feel the centrifugal force a little bit if we're spinning around at some point.
So Cybertech in the chat's asking if they can get some of the European poly dryer parts.
What are you talking about? The power outlets?
Yeah. Let's see what he says. He says, let me
internal parts for a poly dryer.
Yeah, some of the internal parts for a poly dryer.
I imagine they'll sell you a poly dryer which you can take apart.
Yeah.
We have some poly dryer.
Well, when I first read that, my Midwest educated self read that as international, and I'm thinking, what's an international poly dryer? So I figured out
plug.
Yeah.
You guys just started a European being able to sell direct to Europe, right?
Yes, yeah. So we do have some retail sites set up in UK and I think 6 countries in Europe so far. Of course, the plan is global domination, but we got to take it a step at a time.
So at the time I got my poly, it didn't support anything above a 1K roll because I've got like 3 or 4 of the little bins around here.
Okay, yep.
And I voided my warranty. But I took a trip down the road and I got a 51 quart tote. And as I mentioned, there's a reprintable top on printables. And I cut a couple of holes in that tote, reprinted that top, and strapped that poly dryer to it, and it seals up airtight. Roll over there, run it for 24 hours, and throw anything I can at it, and it draws it down with no problem.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole idea with the modular
setup of it. Prusa AC Pro, is it? There's the new Prusa dryer that's coming out.
Yeah,
you had a video a couple days ago on it.
Yeah, oh, you talking about the April Fool's one? The filament conditioner, I think it was.
Yeah. It seems to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
At least somebody came up with something besides another edible filament joke.
Right.
Hey, whoa, we did that one.
Do you offer?
Yeah, but
do you offer refills, Joel?
Like 8 people did it, probably because you guys did it the year before. Like everybody else was doing it this year, except maybe 1 or 2.
So we had one, which we didn't plan anything. Of course, we ended up not releasing anything because we've just been so busy with all the expansions that we're doing. Was on in Hangout on Discord. I was talking with I can't remember. I wish I remember their name. One of the Discord members that comes in and hangs out, and we were just talking, making jokes, and we were talking about the different Orca Slicer. Then you got Snorka for Stat Maker, and then I think he brought up. He's like, why doesn't Polymaker have their own Orca Slicer and they can call it Porca? Like, that's a good one. So then I end up just AIing up I had it blend together the Orca Slicer logo, our logo, and a pig. And so I actually have a graphic for it. And then they actually printed something with a pig in a pan, like a pig head with a Polymaker logo on it. And I just didn't have time to get all the socials rounded up and the graphic really touched up right. But that was going to be ours. Was hey, Polymakers released the new their own slicer, Porca.
Nice.
Our buddy Jeff in Australia is asking when you guys are going to open up down there.
That's we looked into it. The main thing is right now with Europe is doing it step by step with each country because every country it is insane the regulations involved between taxes, VATs, and just overall regulations of shipping out stuff of what you have to go through. Because ideally we would have just jumped into Europe, covered all of Europe. We're good there because I think I want to say right now, all the countries we ship to, which is like Spain, Poland, Chechnya, Germany, and France, that's all fulfilled actually out of Germany. So we ship it out of Germany, goes to those, but we can't ship out of Germany to other countries until we get certifications and all these other extras things. So we have the capability to ship to others. It's just getting the authorization to ship to others. But yeah, Australia is definitely another one that's untapped. Of course, Asia and Japan, China, and all that stuff is. We've got pretty strong resellers there, but obviously, ideally, we have a retail site that anybody can go to. So I don't have an ETA or time, but if you're watching from a country that doesn't have it, we're working on it.
More
No, I'm not
importantly,
saying
Do
that.
you
I don't
offer
know.
refills, Joel?
I mean, you could probably take our refill tool and just scale it, on the X or the Y, and then
Well,
this
this is just one side of each one of those that I'm over for all the maker chip collectors.
Some kind of design you can do.
Yeah, I'll wallpaper the wall.
If you have enough of those and you have two sets, they could be the wheels to a 3D printed Flintstone mobile. That's what it
There
looks
you
like.
go.
Just a big wheel.
Hey, Joel, do you know when you guys are going to break in the UK?
New Death Racer on the field.
There you go. I'll go get the other half out of recycling, and then I'll have double that. Sorry, the dogs are losing their mind.
Yeah, so the UK is live. So if you just go shop.pondmaker.com, it'll use your IP to find your region. If for whatever reason it doesn't, upper right hand corner, you'll have a drop down for country and pick UK. That UK ships from UK. It's fulfilled in the UK. I don't know where that fulfillment center is. I know so far of a few people that I've sent fulfillment to from it. They've got it within 2 days, 2 to 3 days. So that's not a promise because I don't know where you live and I don't know where the shipments are coming from, but it is UK is fulfilled in the UK.
And it's purely a coincidence that I was at Smurf when Polymaker dictated that they would then be distributing in the UK. So it has nothing to do if I end up in Australia and something happens. That's not on me. I'm innocent in all of this.
Hey, if it gives me a reason to travel to Australia on the company's dime to do some research,
yeah,
I'm willing to make that sacrifice for everybody.
But a team player. Fall on the sword there.
Beware the wildlife.
Yeah, right. Humor me here because I'm aware of who you are. Obviously, everybody is to some degree. I've not met you purposefully to converse with you or anything like that because you're obviously a very busy man. And I'm sure it's come up before. What do you use for a printer?
Oh, no.
So I literally, which I if I had a mobile version of my camera here, I'd take it to the workshop. I do have pretty much a printer from every company. My go-to, my personal favorite is Bamboo. Well, it's a close first. It's Bamboo and Snapmaker because I have two U1s and I have several different Bamboos. And the main thing that I've told people that have asked, like comparing, say the Bamboo versus the U1, is I love the U1 because the multicolor is faster. Of course, there's less waste. Quality-wise, it's still great. It's right up there with Bamboo. The only thing, and this is coming from somebody that I don't tune profiles. I pick generic PLA and I just hit print. I let it do its thing, and 99% of the time that's okay. It works for me. But with Snapmaker, I've noticed compared to a Bamboo, exact same file, printed, exact same settings and everything. Is the top surface slightly, and it's not bad. It's definitely acceptable, but Bamboo still. There's something about the top layer. Bamboo's extrusion is more fine tuned, and I'm sure it has to go into with they have the best profiles because they've been around for longer on their printers. But other than that, no. I mean, it's a toss up between the two, and obviously I got unlimited access to filament, but I still hate to have a ton of waste because I don't have anything to do with a ton of waste now. Reality machines, it's going to be interesting to see where those go, but even then you got to mix in raw material, and at that point then I'm paying for raw material. Well, I guess I could probably have a bag, so they come in pretty like a large rice bag.
Yeah,
I could probably have the warehouse send one to me, but the trouble of trying to repurpose it, I have to wait to see how well that machine works, the M1R1 combo stuff. But no, I'd say it's a very close tie between those two. Other than that, Cheaty has been my engineering filament machine. I got a +4. That I purchased specifically for the PPS that we had. That was before any of the Bamboos were doing 350 hot ends. And that does magnificent. I've done a ton of PBS through that thing. But I've got Creality. I've got the Ender 5 Max for really big stuff. It does its job, just not multicolor, but when it's print something big, it just works. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like all of them, the Cobra, the Anycubic, I've got that. I've got some resin printers. They all really, I think most of them are pretty much their overall quality. Some take a little bit more tweaking. It just comes down to really budget wise. I mean, some of the pricing, I think the Cobra X is $229 or something on a sale right now. I don't have that one, but that's insane. So I say whatever's within your budget. Bamboo is, if you want just the easiest, best experience and not mess with things, it's hard not to recommend Bamboo.
Yeah, I've got a couple of Bamboos in here, and I've got a couple of rat rigs in here, and I've got a couple of Vorons in here and everything else. And to be honest, just about anything that I've got in here, 99% of the time I can load Polymaker in it and choose a basic profile and get something usable.
There you go. And that's what I tell people too, even with the Bamboos, is you don't have to go tweaking it. Like literally the entire Panchroma lineup. So I've printed all the Pavos. I've done wall game tiles that are in like every single one of the Panchroma filaments that we have, all PLA, and I just use generic PLA. I don't tune it, test it, nothing. I just send it, and yeah, it prints, and it prints well. And I appreciate it. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we do with all the filaments, not just the PLA, but all the ABS, nylons, is printability. That's one of our main focuses, because we want you, if you get the filament, we want you to have a good experience. And if it's jamming up or having other issues, then you're often, especially first impressions, you're often turned off of that brand. Like I wasted a 6-hour print because something stupid happened. It was the filament's fault. Then you're likely not to use that brand again. So yeah, and that's another reason we give away so much, is we believe if you use it, you'll like it and you'll come to the website and buy it. I was one of those people. I never used Polymaker until I won some on a stream. And then I went down the rabbit hole and realized how many colors they had, and one thing led to another, and now I work for them. So
I see how it is. I gotta buy a bunch of reels for charity events, and then we talk Polymaker. I see how you're spoiled, Joel.
I have spent, so that's when I show my filament room off, is pretty much what's in the filament room. I would say 90% of it at this point I owned before I worked for Polymaker. So I had a problem far before they enabled me by hiring me and letting me have access to unlimited filament. So now it's just worse. I mean, now you got filament boxes that are just stacking up, and some over here. It's just all over.
I'm just saying, if there's a problem, give me an hour after stream and I'll be there.
You want me to tell the nylon story, Joel?
I actually, so I have. What's funny is I had what was it, 2 years ago? I think it was. There was a pallet that was getting shipped to me from the warehouse. So I have a warehouse 15 minutes from me. It's for my storage for event pallet and everything else. But they were sending me one of just new filament because I was going up to Columbus, Ohio to hand it out for print drive stuff. Well, then my warehouse calls me and just let me know, hey, your pallets have come in. I'm like, my pallets?
Pallets.
Plural. I'm like, how many pallets? 3. I'm like, there's only supposed to be 1. She's like, no, there's 3. She's like, I'll send you a picture. I'm like, I'm heading that way now. And I show up, and what it had been is we had processed some of the returns for the print drive, and we had sorted all the Amazon returns in the warehouse in Houston to like not usable, junk just needs thrown away, to new, open, new, sealed, and then ones that were like open but only partially used that were still usable for something. And we don't like giving like used stuff away because it could be tangled. We never have an idea what's wrong with it. But so we had some of the pallets left over, and mistakenly the warehouse shipped me 2 of them. So I'm like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? So I brought home, slowly I brought home little bits and pieces. And so for Christmas this year, before Christmas, I live in a small town. So I know a lot of people that were buying printers for their kids and then for themselves and everything. And I have some friends that recently got into 3D printing. So I just put out there, I'm like, hey, if you guys are looking for filament, come by here. I'll let you leave with some. And now most of the PLA's going, but yeah, nice. I have ABS, ASA, PETG, nylons that I'm never going to have the time to use all, but at the same time, we watch how we give it away, because we won't give it away as a company. But yeah, that's everybody's like, hey, I'll drive, I'll bring a trailer. And I still have a pallet.
You're right,
like I get rid
you're
of.
not far. You're not far.
I don't think, because you're probably only about, are you an hour away? Or are you a little bit more than that?
Yeah, just over an hour. Just over an hour.
Does
so not bad at
Polymaker
all.
get a lot of returns on Amazon?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I would say maybe a pallet sometimes every week, every 2 weeks, roughly.
What
Now,
do you
of course,
guys
not
do
so
with
much.
That's a lot. Wow.
What do you guys do with it?
Normally gets disposed. It's not cost effective to process it.
Well, I mean,
Alex,
I don't
Alex,
know if you know
what,
this, but I run a nonprofit that we print toys. I will literally take all that.
That's a lot of people have offered. So we've talked about different ways of having it sorted, or even having like this isn't anything that's out there yet that we just talked about. Is like having like a public day to where I can go down to Houston, because our factory's still kind of restricted because we have some proprietary stuff inside. But that doesn't mean I can't take stuff from inside the warehouse and take it out to the parking lot and do some stuff with it. We talked about doing that, and like loading some trucks up, taking it to some maker spaces, local, some of the high schools. So I'm not promising anything, but maybe eventually there will be something like that. If we do that, then depending on the cost effectiveness, I might have some.
If you need for the sort, I'll come down, Joel, and help with the sort. Especially for the nonprofits, I always want to help the nonprofits. So if we have to do it, if you want to do like, I'll come down, we'll do a show about it, and like because like like I do my charity stuff. You know, we got community people in my community that are doing charity stuff. Whatever we can do, especially for the kids, right? So if you need hands, I'll come down.
For kids, I'll do.
Yeah.
Zybertech's asking what the reason is for all the returns. I assume it's like anything else on Amazon. People get it. It's the wrong color. It's not what they want. It's different material, or they're just dishonest, and
Or your driver yeeted it from 80 feet from your house onto your porch.
Oh yeah, well, I got to a point that, and we weren't the only company that was having this problem. We've seen it through other companies where there is, I don't know if it's a person, a group of people, or just whatever it was. People were returning filament, and they'd have the spool. They went through the trouble of designing and printing out an insert that snapped onto the spool to look like I had filament, along with one that went inside the window of the spool, the flange, and then they'd return it.
Wow!
It was like, you're going through that much trouble to steal 1 kilogram of PLA of like $20 or $22 of PLA. Like, is it worth it? Because, but that's one of the reasons we kind of went away from Amazon. Not to knock on them, but there wasn't a really good quality control. People were getting delivered. They'd order brand new, filament, because that's the only thing that we offer is brand new. And they'd get shower curtains. They'd get used filament. They'd get other brands of filament because people would return them and they'd just throw it back on the stock as new, and then just deliver it out to the next person. And it was like, it was getting out of hand.
I got a roll of Starlight filament and it was half gone.
I got an empty box.
So I'll start with saying you guys made it right. But on the Black Friday sale this last Thanksgiving, I put in a big order. I mean, I think it was like 15 rolls or something, a bunch, and it never ever got here. It was shipping through Amazon, and weeks went by, and then I sent in a message, and like it showed it going into the fulfillment center in Champaign, and then it just disappeared. So,
I had the driver actually deliver me an empty box. And I got him, and I'm like,
I have the greatest Amazon story ever. I ordered 12 cans. I ordered 12 cans of industrial spray foam. You know, the big, tall, contractor cans.
Right.
And they shipped me 6 cans. This is just great. Of Axe body spray.
Value.
Close.
Just add water.
He tried to insulate with it, and now his shop smells like an 8th grade locker room.
Right.
Yeah, it's horrible, man.
And it gets super hot.
And it's cold in here.
It's not insulated.
So, Joel, obviously, as you said, you were doing 3D printing before you started working for Polymaker. I remember you as Nicor, I do believe.
Yep. That's my online persona since I was 12, I think, 13 maybe.
Nice.
One, I want to know the story behind that. But two, how did you get into 3D printing?
So I've always been a tech guy. I've always suffered from FOMO. You know, I got to have the next latest tech just because. And 3D printing was always on the radar. So when it was, even 10, 11, 12 years ago, it was on the radar, but it was still expensive. And the biggest thing was like, I don't want to spend that much money and then it be some phase or hobby that I do and then I drop. So me and actually another friend, same way, into tech, everything else. We had gotten back and forth, like, yeah, I was thinking about it. I seen this printer now, and I don't even remember half the printers that we talked about, but it was just still, nah, it's too much money to risk a gamble. And then finally, his name's Chad. He had bought a printer. I think it was just one of the little monoprice small ones. And I said, okay, in like 3 months, I'm going to get back with you because he actually lives in Columbus, so we only talk every so often. But I'll check back in 3 months, see if you're actually still printing or if it was fun for the beginning. Called him back and we were talking. He's like, oh no, he's like, I actually already bought he got rid of that, bought an Ender 3. He was printing bigger stuff then. And then I said, okay, well we'll wait a few more months, check back in, and he was getting in the Ender 5. And so he's like, I got the Ender 3. He's like, I'll sell it to you cheap if you want to try it out and see how it is. And I don't remember the price. He gave me a very good deal on it. It was easy to say yes to. So I got that, started printing stuff, and then continued printing stuff, and continued. Then I started looking on Facebook for deals, finding printers people were selling cheap, and then just went down the rabbit hole. I had a whole workshop of big Ender 3s and CR10s and Elegoo Neptune, Cruise 7K3, and all that stuff. And then, of course, it just progressed, and the high-speed stuff came out, so slowly replaced each of the slow printers with the new ones, and it went from there. So it was just more of a technology I was always interested in, and then finally just took the jump because I got a chance to get into it cheap. And now although I did get into it cheap, I have way too much money invested in it at this point.
Oh yes.
Is it still cheap?
Penny hobby, yeah.
Yeah. Hobbies have a way of growing very quickly.
Oh yeah. Especially with the type of obsessive personalities most of us have in this hobby. Yes.
Yeah.
Get that hyper focus, get a hobby like, okay, I'm all in. And that's how I go. I'll have other friends in other hobbies like, why don't you get into this or this? Like, I can't because then I go all in. It's like, it's not good. Yeah. I can't just be like, we'll spend a couple $100 and we good.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And I had to have them all.
Yeah. It's the Pokemon
It's
effect.
worse than Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah.
Catch them all.
Yeah. It's
the
like hot rods. Like hot rods, the car is the cheap piece. Buying everything else is where it starts adding up.
I'm a car guy too, so I've never gotten to full project cars. I've bought some fun cars and some fast stuff, but luckily I haven't gotten to my garage isn't big enough to facilitate me working on the stuff, which I do have background to be able to do that. But I've thought about getting a pole barn and put in, and that way some of the project cars can go out there. But it's like, I'm just going to give myself 100 more projects that I'm never going to complete. So holding off for now.
So just out of curiosity, again, I'm going to be ignorant on this subject.
You're good.
A couple of years ago, Polymaker had a deal going where if you took place in a Death Racer event and you put the side panels for Polymaker on, is that still in effect or no?
So we modified it, and to be honest, I'll have to pull up what we modified. So we were doing it still last year. We'll still do it this year. Basically, if you have one side panel, it's X amount. I think it's like a spool of filament for one side panel now. If you do two, I want to say, I can't remember. I think it's 75, and then if it's a whole themed, which is determined by us if it's considered a themed Polymaker, which can be Polymaker Panchroma fiber on at this point. Then I think it's $150. And then there's still prizes. So we still give filament prizes for first, second, and third place finishes. And this year, I don't know if all the new stuff's going to make it to Rocky Mountain. There might be some new stuff. If not, then Murph will actually. There's some new tracks and race types. That way, not everybody's going into the first race and just getting absolutely demolished, and then can't compete anymore. We want some people to be able to survive some races and some different things, and then get into the battle royale.
How about with the dragsters?
I did hear that.
Yeah.
You did hear that the whole race area is moved this year, right?
Oh, is it for Rocky Mountain?
Well, the Death Racers is where it normally is.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
the dragsters are now on the, what is that, the west, north, southwest side?
The non-exit side.
North, yeah. So, yeah, outside the Maker Lounge. So it's a longer area, I believe. So it should be interesting. But, yeah, the Death Racers are in the same spot. So, but I guess they're doing construction where the dragsters would end up turning around or finishing, so they had to allocate a new spot.
Finish, right? They just run
I
all
hope
the
so.
rubble and concrete.
Yeah. So are you doing prizes for the dragsters this year too?
Yeah, I think we still did that last year, and we'll do it this year too.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm doing my panels for my dragsters.
Nice.
For my dragster, Polymaker, metallic blue, pop green, and ABS. So
that's the bad thing. Is we sponsored the Death Racers and Dragsters from the beginning, and I still haven't even built one. I do have. There actually is some behind me. They're a little bit in shambles because they went to the Bosgate School Lab that we worked with last year, but eventually I want to build one.
Yeah, I'm redoing my panel right now.
Without asking, secrets that'll be launched at Rocky Mountain, what shenanigans are you planning?
So nothing. There's no big crazy releases. I'll be upfront on that. Just not leading anybody on. But of course, the biggest thing we do is interactions. We want people to come by the booth, have fun, remember it. Not to keep copy and pasting what we've been doing, but it kind of works. Is the scientist game will still be there, and because that's just a fun way of displaying all the filaments in the giant standing order. So you'll still be able to win filament through that. The wall game has been super popular. It's going to be back. I just refreshed all the software on that. Actually recoded it completely for Smurf. I added some fun, silly extras to it. So there's going to be that way. Then there's a third interaction that I believe is almost finished. Actually working with, if anybody's in our Discord, Bob from California, he's one of our moderators, one of our longtime OG Discord members, and just overall supporters. He has helped me put the video. I can get a lot of visions and a lot of things and ideas in my head, but it's getting them down to paper or to print, and he's helped big time to where there's going to be a third. It's going to be the first time at any event where we have 3 interactions. There's going to be 3 games going. This one's we'll say it's similar to kind of the wall game, that it's a kind of speed reflex, just fun one that anybody can play. But of course, you can't just have a game; it has to be themed. This will 100% be recognizable by, I would say, 90% of the community that's there will recognize what it is, what it's kind of, mimicking in a very large format though. So when you walk into the second building, you're going to see something hovering pretty high, probably, I think it's going to be 10 to 12 foot up, and there'll be some colors, and there'll be some lights and some glowing logos, but eventually maybe even a fog machine. We'll have to see. I'm waiting for everything to be finished before I add anything extra.
We're going to have to be doing karaoke or dancing or anything?
You're right.
That's a good idea.
Twerking by chance?
Is it a big
I'm starting a betting pool, by the way.
It's actually just a stage platform with lasers and fog, and you have to get up, and the best twerker wins filament.
Oh, you could just not help, please.
I'm starting a betting pool, by the way. I'm just wondering, you want to pitch in on the pool? I'm going to start a betting pool on whether Zach will break this year's supercar.
Nice.
Is he going to touch something? Is he going to break? Yeah, because I think this year is a different car, right? It's not the. I think it's a McLaren this year.
It's the new version of the Aventador.
Oh, okay. So
was that what the Lambo? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the new.
I missed the Nerf Blaster game you had at Murph's the other year.
Yeah. So that one, so actually, funny story with that one when we had it set up was trying to get the permission to have that. It's not fun. It was to the point that we knew we needed to keep it enclosed. They needed netting so that the darts didn't stray. That all the common sense stuff, it made sense. We weren't against it. We could make it happen, which we did. But the one thing that we told them we're not doing that is they wanted us to lay carpet down so the darts didn't damage the floor.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if that was the Rocky Mountain organizers or the Ranch Complex organizers. Somebody at some point said they need to have carpet on the floor. We're not putting carpet on the floor.
probably the ranch, because they're very particular about
What
everything.
happens, what goes on. So in
So
the
you
end,
were darts and
it honestly worked great.
concrete out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
if
had
you want darts,
fun.
I can do that. I can do that if that's what you want, Joel. If you
I may
want to take
or may
concrete
not
off,
have made
I can be
ones
done.
that will damage concrete, but
Yeah.
they're not ones you're buying in the store.
Right.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not looking to damage any concrete. All of our games are safe. All of the stuff that we present at the table is safe. But yeah, I do definitely want to do kind of an update version of the blaster gallery because it was fun. There's a lot of actually stuff that can go with that we had planned for scoreboard and different interactions with it. So what happens is I'm pretty much the self-proclaimed and internally claimed archivist. So between like testing filaments and everything else, I keep all the filaments that we kind of R&D and mess with. I have also all the games. So every interaction we've ever done, I have possession of here. So Nozzle Knockdown game was like one of the very first ones that I ever developed and did for Polymaker, which was at Murph 2023. I just got that in a box. I got the Nerf one actually in a tote. It's actually in the hallway upstairs. My wife still asked me to move it many times. But yeah, everything. The blasters I still have. Of course, the wall games on the pallet. Signs are still on the pallet. Pavo, the Peacock Feather memory game, that's in a box. So no, I'm a stickler for like collecting things. So even if it gets retired, I'll have it. But ideally, what we'd end up doing is one of these events maybe having just all of them, maybe getting kind of 2 booths and kind of having an arcade alley. And then hey, here's where we started. Here's the progress of just kind of how cool it was because.
If I can make it in there without getting arrested, I got a blaster to show you.
There you go.
They are going to
tips and everything else.
There is a range to this. What's that? Sorry.
I was going to tell them if they bring back the Nerf blaster thing, let me know. I'll take care of making you guys some blasters for your thing. That's kind of my thing now.
So this year, actually down from us in the same building is going to be Silver Fox Industries. They're going to have a gallery. I don't know what kind of setup it's going to be, but they're going to have a blaster gallery.
Yeah. And that's the only place. Yeah, Justin's like, that's the only place you can have the
you cannot. Yeah, you can't carry them around the event. They can't
have them. Yeah,
pointed at anybody else. If they are, they're done.
Yeah.
Well, there was a big confusion about that because initially I was told that blasters were not allowed. Period.
Yeah.
And that was before Silver Fox came in.
Yeah, so 3D Printopia was big on that. 3D Printopia, you could not have anything that had a projectile. I think I can't remember who did it. Somebody did some infrared blasters, and that was okay because nothing was being shot out. But that's we don't have to worry about that now because they have a new convention.
They asked Prusa to take their prop. It wasn't a Nerf blaster, not functional in any way. It was just a prop, and they asked them to take it off of the display at 3D Printopia.
3D Printopia? Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, are you kidding me?
That's the drawback of being on on the grounds of a university. Obviously, all the things that have happened that's the reason they have it that way. Is they don't want to have any chance of anything happening. So I get it. It kind of stung because we can go by regulations of having this much area, this much netted, all that stuff. But like I said, now they have a huge convention center, so. I would imagine, I haven't confirmed anything, I would imagine they'll be fine with it there because it's Nerf, as long as people are being smart about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Well,
look at how many streams have been taken down because of it.
So your makership?
Nope, that is my first colored print off of a homemade MMU.
Nice.
Yeah,
looks good.
Job.
Been working on it all week with the help of friends, and especially Alex, and finally got some stuff coming off of it that looks pretty good. I got to up the flushing just a little bit when I'm going from dark to light. But
I still have not built a custom printer. I've talked about doing it. I think if I do, it's going to be when the index is readily available.
Yeah.
Then that'll be my push to finally build a printer because I've got the knowledge of doing so, but I just haven't went down that road yet.
Yeah, this is my Trident with the A4T on it, crossbow cutter, the orbiter sensor, and 2.5 extruder, and then the MMU is a mashup of Filamentalist, 3MS, Happy Hair, just a mashup of stuff, like the stuff I liked about several different things combined into one.
That's the joy of custom printers. You get every little bit. I like this, and this.
Yes.
Where there's a will, there's a way. You can throw it all together to make something.
Yep.
Hey Joel, Down Under Maker's asking in chat, who does he talk to if he didn't get a filament from one of your wins or one of your
A missing filament win? That would be me. So if I obviously you're on our Discord, is if you just message me, give me. I'll try to get to it pretty quickly, but give me a day or two because my messages get buried pretty much. But just shoot me over the reference code that you used, and then I'll be able to look it up. So I know some of our international ones were delayed. They processed, and actually some of them, like I don't want to say disappeared in the system. Something happened with them. We had to reprocess some. But yeah, just message me.
AI ate them.
Yeah. Right.
Joel, I need some more Polymax.
I think
Down Under Makers, it's the universe telling you you've won too much, sir. This guy wins more stuff than anyone I know.
We actually looked it up. Like, okay, he's hit the quota for the year, so he's quietly, silently cut off. The Shadow Man.
Down Under Makers on that list of people that shall not win any longer.
Yep, him and Petty Ruxpin.
Yeah, I was going to say Petty's up there.
A lot of different giveaways, not just Polymaker, but a lot of them. So
I told him I wanted
my turn eventually.
Right. I told Petty I wanted a lock of his hair for carry around for luck. Then
I want to turn it into a rabbit's foot.
A lock of hair.
That was the next thing I said. You know what? If I ever meet you, I'm going to take your foot. I'm going to carry it around like a rabbit's foot. Well, he is going to be at Rocky Mountain. Petty will be at Rocky Mountain.
So either he's going to need a prosthetic, or you're going to be dragging a whole person around behind you.
Exactly.
If he's in person at Rocky Mountain and enters any giveaway and wins something, I feel sorry for him because he might be. There might be a mob.
He might not be leaving.
I told him he better not. I said, "Don't. I hope you don't enter any of the giveaways." I said, "You might get hurt."
Running out the back door with an index box under his arm.
Right.
There's far too many of us there that know who he is.
You're right. Oh, that would be funny.
If Polymaker allows infinite wins on the Pick the Scientist game, my daughter will have my I know, but my older daughter enjoyed it so much that she just had him pulling things so she could try to find. Oh my Lord, she's better at that than anybody has any right to be.
I hate that game.
I had the exact same thing. Was the first time I ever met Nick in person was at the very first Rocky Mountain, and that was the first time they ever had the Scientist game. Of course, it was a bit smaller. He actually ran it off his laptop, but it was the same thing. Gives you a random one, pops up, find it. But it was the same thing. I had brought my son with me, which at that time he was, I think, 10 or 11. And he had fun playing it. And we had actually were one of the first ones in, and he played and won. So we knew he couldn't win anymore, but we'd still, if they weren't busy, I'd let him play. And it got to the point to where, like close to the end of the day, him and Nick, Nick would hit the start button, and randomize pop up, and they'd race to try to find it. And there was times that he would beat Nick, and he's like, "How is he beating me?" He's like, "I work for him. He doesn't." Like, I don't know. He just, but it was same thing. It was just he absolutely loved the game. Played it. I don't know how many times he played it, but now that there's like 420 on display, I don't think he'll do it good.
Yeah, there's a lot. It took up 2 whole tables at 3D Printopia.
Oh yeah, and we don't even have. I mean, there's easily over 50 that we don't have even printed or displayed yet. Just because, we need that much space at this point.
That new plum is pretty cool.
The metallic plum, or the metallic PLA Pro plum.
I like the Pro line.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the thing about Polymaker, man, is all the colors and varieties.
That's what got me hooked. Like I said before, I was anything working with him was I went to their site after winning some, and then realized, oh, hey, they've got a lot of colors. And now looking at where it's at compared to where it was 2.5 years ago, it's like I thought we had a ton of colors then. Like now, it's like how do we just keep on? We just did another 12 colors to our matte alone. So our matte colors now are 50 total colors, not including dual the dual mats, the gradients, or anything like that, but just solid matte color. We have 50 colors in that lineup. So Panchroma matte series now.
It's
Wow.
the
I want to see you
nylon
guys
that gets
expand
me.
your TPU.
What's that?
I want to see you expand your TPU.
We are working on it. Yeah. So more
Does TPU
colors.
sell that well?
What's that?
Does TPU sell? Do you sell a lot of TPU as compared to the other lines of filaments?
I mean, in comparison, not as much, but I mean, lately, now that it's become more easily printable, it definitely sells a lot more. And that's where we get, one of the biggest complaints on our TPU, or really the only complaint, is there's not enough colors. So of course, there's other companies that have a ton of colors. So we are looking to improve that. And then I think some other different types of TPU that are going to be coming out. There was actually one, if you look back into Instagram, whatnot, of one of the tees that we OEM for somebody, for a company in EU. I don't think I can directly talk about it, but it's a different type of TPU that's going to be really good with cosplay, shoes, if that's what you're into printing. But we'll see. We'll definitely have some
if you haven't printed a basketball and a pair of shoes, what are you doing with your life?
I did print the TPU 90 shoes, and while they're good at an event, they're not something I would wear around every day. The Zellerfelds, those have been comfortable. I've got a pair of those, and that's a lot more comfortable than TPU 90, and that's like more of a funny TPU.
I'm more of a Red Wing guy.
I'm normally a Hey Dudes guy. Give me the cheap shoes, buy one get one half off at the outlet stores, and I'm cheap.
Yeah, buy one shoe, get the other one half off.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be eventually how they'll get you on the sales.
Yeah, but there's just been a lot of TPUs that have come out. Like I use the crap out of like 64D TPU from Soraya Tech. I would like harder shore harnesses and like the foaming TPUs and stuff like that. Like there's just been, the further I've branched out into doing things other than just building printers, the more materials I find I need.
Like I said, yeah, and that's now that the printers are getting so good that they can just print it. It makes it, more people go down that path of whether they want to try to prototype something, mess with something, or create something completely different. Is now we have the ability to way easier multi-material print, especially now, with the year of the tool changers coming out, this year, all the different tool changers. I can't wait to see, because the more people that get it, the more different ideas come about it. And I've said it to many people on my streams, even, is I go to all these events, and it's still every single event that I go to, there is something new, whether it be a different way 3D printing is used or a 3D printing method. Of course, the latest one now is full spectrum. So it's just it's crazy because we think we're already there, we're plateauing, and then a group of people or several people have different ideas that branch off into just crazy projects, and it's amazing to see that, especially at the events in person.
Yeah, it does seem to come in waves, though. You do seem to get those walls.
I think that's one of the things that we get that hyper focus. So full spectrum comes out, it gets a hyper focus. Plenty of people attached to it. I think that's got a lot of potential to it. But then they focus on that, so then there's not much growth until people develop that more and then kind of branch from it, or just drop that and go to the next thing. But yeah, it's nice that just the communities are getting larger and we're getting more ideas, more perspectives.
It's like technology. Every 5 years it doubles or something. There's always that. There is a pattern, but
grow.
Yeah.
How is this full spectrum thing working? I've not looked into it.
So in the essence, it's I want to say it's like QForge, but just kind of almost the same. It's using the layers and the transparency of the filaments to blend together. So if you put enough thin lines of yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow, blue, you're going to get a green effect, especially if there's translucency to that filament. So it's, I guess and I'm not a technical guy, so nobody quote me on this here, but It's almost getting a gradient small enough in the gradient that it's blending together to make a perceptive color. So like, just for example, I'm like, this is a very quick test thing. This is just our CMYK, but you're going to see greens in it. You see kind of a yellow green. You're going to see purple in back in the feather. So those colors don't exist in the filament that I use, but blending them together. And if you, let me see here.
Light diffusion is what
so
it's
the beak
using.
is actually, so I did this at thicker layer lines, so it looks like crap. Don't blame me. But if you see the beak is basically magenta and yellow.
Yeah.
The idea is, especially this was such a small scale, it should have been printed at 0.08, but I just did 0.2 because I was running a test. What would happen is larger scale, smaller layer heights. That's going to, from far away, it's going to look orange or kind of a yellowish orange. But this one's, I guess, a good indication of how it's doing it. It just doesn't
Nice sample.
have the
Good sample. You did a good job, I think.
And then there's,
That's pretty cool.
and this one's same. It's got different colors in it. And a lot of those colors, like I said, don't exist in the filament that was being used.
What filament is this?
This is just the CMYK. So you got the translucent gray, yellow, magenta, and cyan. But then it's able to get those different color effects by painting. I would recommend, if you really want to know about it, to definitely go to the website, the GitHub, because it'll tell you more. But yeah, even that, like you'll see the blue to purple to magenta and green. There is no green filament in this.
Kind of like the lithophanes. You stack the colors, and then when the light shines through it, it
pretty much that same essence, and it's just blending the colors in crazy ways. And so these are simple examples, but there may be a big one. I'm working on some top layer issues, but here, let's see, what's here? Here's our normal size pavo that we used in different displays, and here's the version that I'm working on having, so we have it at Rocky Mountain, so it'll show off the full spectrum. Yeah, so it's big. Once I get this part figured out, and this is I think a 4-day and 16-hour print on the U1.
Wow.
But it's 265 millimeters tall, and it's using 0.08 layer height.
I think I got the right GitHub link there.
Yes, yep, Orca Slicer full spectrum, yep, and Rat Docs. Yeah, he's the creator. Rat Do. I'm not sure actually how to properly pronounce it, but I talked to him a lot. It's been a very awesome team.
I saw a quick thing about it somewhere, just like a short or Facebook ad or something that had it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and didn't look past it, but yeah.
Yeah, if you look, I know on Discord his name's Hunter Cook. He's been basically pumping out different examples. He's got a Maker World account. He's got some fidgets that are really good examples, because it's like there's sections of like an egg fidget. It kind of pulls apart, but they're all in different colors. And then he also did they call it the Peggy palette, and it's just a palette, so it shows when you're using 4 colors, because you don't have to use like the translucent CMYKs. You can use different ones, different base colors, and it'll just change what the results are on the basically the gradients of it. Which no, I don't think
is that a filament pack that you guys offer? Is that CMYK?
So we do have it. It's we're working on making it a orderable pack, so you can just order one and it gives you all 4 of them. It might be all 5 because there's also a natural. But right now it is available. It's just individual pieces. You just look under Panchroma Translucent and it's all there.
I need to pick up some more filament. I'm running low. So.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not sure
why. That is a lie, sir.
I have pretty really cool things. I
still got a little bit.
No. I will not print that.
There you go.
What in the fish?
I will. I'll print it.
Which is a big thing like Warhammer.
What the fish? Oh, yeah, that thing.
I will not print that.
Why not? For fear of somebody using it on you?
I will absolutely print that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's not around anymore. The driven one's not around anymore. Yeah, you can't get it.
What, this one?
Yeah.
No, he's updated. He's got like 6 chain blades now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, and this one, so I didn't get it all finished. I'm going to add it to it though. Hopefully before Rocky Mountain. Is sound
cool.
setup. So speakers in it, so it'll rev up and everything else. But this is a fun little print, and that's of course not painted, not finished, just printed in awesome Polymaker colors. Pretty much our metallic series with some silks.
This is.
We were looking at gold filaments last night. Which gold is that?
This is silk brass.
Silk brass. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I forgot that has that darker, of course, darker sheen to it.
I use the metallic bronze. It might be something called something different now.
Yeah, no, it's still metallic. So we had the PLA Pro metallic, and then now it's doing the chroma metallic, with just standard PLA instead of PLA Pro. But that's so this is, it's hard to tell on the camera, but this is the metallic silver, metallic blue, galaxy dark gray, silk brass, metallic black, and then silk red.
That metallic black is my favorite black, hands down. I use that.
Oh yeah, no, it has just the right amount of glitter in it. That's not super thick. Yeah, but it's a nice, fun, hefty thing. So people were taking pictures with this all weekend, and it's a fun print.
We were speaking earlier of CHT nozzles, though. That is one that CHT nozzles does not like.
Oh, and the metallics?
Yeah, that metallic black. Because the glitter in it's so fine, the CHT nozzles clog up with it.
Just not a fan of.
Yeah, you know the print and place truck I did, right? So there's that one, right?
Yeah, yep.
And that's the sweet. That's the Starlight Purple gradient, right? But but never to be ever undone, right?
Yeah. Gotta get bigger and better. That's the way of 3D printing.
But that's the because like I wanted to color sample it, right? And that's the in my opinion, that's like when you want to color sample, you got to go big, right?
Oh so we can see that gradient and see all the colors in it.
Yeah. I don't know. I hadn't seen.
I want to see a larger one where you're sitting on and riding around.
It's sort of. Can you not? You know how I talk to you about Stop knowing what I'm building.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Stop knowing what I'm
twerking.
building. Yeah, so but that one's that's the artisan, right? gives you that 400 build plate, and that's what it gives you.
Yes.
But yeah, like the stepper motor driven one is Tox, yeah. So can you not know what I'm doing beforehand, please?
It's like trying to predict everything.
Right? Drives me nuts every time with you guys. Oh, that one's gonna be tracked, isn't it?
Well, in fairness, Heathen, you do tell people, and we're bad at keeping secrets.
It's true. You don't tell me. Don't ever tell me a secret. I cannot keep a secret. I got brain damage that doesn't help that.
Let it spill.
By the way, anybody wants to see Millwright, he will be at the Avalon Theater twerking next Saturday night.
Dude, it died on Twitter. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
I think we can make it happen. Murph. I think do we need to get a poll or just a stage?
Why you gotta do me like that? Can you not help? Can you just not help? You're not helping. Not enough with these goons. I don't
Feather
need help.
bullet.
See, now I have a reason to go to Murphy. I really do.
Right.
What was
We
it
want
they
to get
had
TVs.
like the big dungeon turtle looking thing with the smoke and everything.
Oh yeah.
Get something like that up. We can have Millwright just come out of there doing his thing.
Like Tango and Cash, where the fan blew. Yeah.
Canadian Magic Mike.
We're gonna be in the crowd with the money guns, where they shoot the bills out.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, make it rain. Yeah.
All your Polymaker ads on Facebook and stuff, is there any way we can just use that clip of Millwright twerking in any of those, in any sort of
You
marketing?
guys, keep this up. I'm gonna
Give
lose
me a
my
week.
sponsorship. Keep it up. Jeez.
Give me a week.
You
I will
know-
make that
Polymaker's a
happen.
family-friendly company, okay? They're family-friendly.
Yes,
You're gonna get me in trouble. The sponsor's sitting right there.
You know what they are
friendly these days, don't you know that?
Dancing's not rated R unless you remove clothes, so we should be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Thanks, Joel.
With,
Thanks so much.
with AI, I mean, we already have his picture. We could do something with it.
Picture. I have the whole video.
I can do now.
Right.
The whole thing's AI. No influence by me.
Yeah.
It has 7 fingers, right?
Like,
7 fingers.
It was,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
definitely
dude.
I
AI.
love having I love having collaborators that are also enablers.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Papa, I mean, you're
not only will we,
4.5 years I've been with them, and any project I go to them with, anything, they're into it. I'm so grateful, and Joel, you know this, I'm deeply, deeply grateful. They used my work as sample prints in previous events. I could never be more grateful.
I have those up in a tote right now. I don't throw anything out. I keep everything.
I was at Smurf, and the second, other than hello, hey Maker, we missed you. How are you? Why aren't you on the Discord more? And then the second thing to come out of Joel's mouth is, so you're gonna make me a box of stuff, right? And just make it, weigh it, and we'll send you a tag for it. That was the second thing out of his mouth to me. It was fantastic.
see, Captain, not only will we help you dig the hole, we'll help you fill it if you get my meeting.
Oh,
if you had rated in last night on his Twitch stream about like 60 seconds sooner, you would have come right into the middle of him twerking.
Oh, I just missed it.
Yeah.
Just a little less rambling at the end of my show. I could have. That would have been perfect timing. Like
I did tag you in it on X. So
you dragged what 50 in the other day? That was not no.
Introduce subscriber base the rhythm that is Maker Morlite.
So, Alex, did you check your fans on your V0?
Oh yeah, they're 24 volt on there.
Oh, okay. This thing's been going. It failed once out of 20 prints since I changed it.
Yeah, I've not had an issue since.
Yeah.
I drilled a hole through the back of my skirts and ran an Ethernet cable to the Pi.
Oh, okay, well, there's that.
that might do it. Yep.
Yeah. So it's been good. So I didn't put the buck on it either, that little adapter either. I just changed that fan from 5 to 24. So.
Yeah, and I have no idea why attaching Ethernet would stop MCU disconnects either. I did the Ethernet just to fix it disconnecting from the Wi-Fi network.
Maybe you had more
because
than one
Wi-Fi
problem.
takes extra power. That's why.
And retries and retransmits and so
putting the Wi-Fi into sleep mode gives you extra power. So that would be why, most likely.
Yeah, it was just, it was not a result that I expected by putting the Ethernet cable on there, but I am happy to have it regardless.
Right. Isn't technology wonderful?
It is. Everything should have Ethernet ports on it.
Mm-hmm.
I just upgraded, so SnapMaker just had their updated firmware, and I added a USB to Ethernet adapter to it, actually to both of mine, and those didn't have to do anything, just plug it in, snap it in, automatically, overrode the Wi-Fi connection with the Ethernet connection, and that's just. I have a decent Wi-Fi. It's in my basement, but it's so, especially on large files, and now it connects so much better and just connects quicker on the slicer, and then sends it much quicker. So.
Nice.
Been a nice little add-on and stability, so I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi being iffy.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Unify A access point less than 10 feet from the printer.
I have a Netgear. Actually, no, I don't have the Netgear. It's a, I don't even know what the brand is. It's the one supplied by my ISP.
One of these?
I need to get a nice set up.
I just have it sitting on the window.
I made a mount, 3D printed it, and put it up there.
Did you?
Yep. That means you have the tools to do it too. I see them right there behind you.
Stormbreaker.
You know what? It works great right there. I have wireless 4 houses down and then 4 houses up, so I'm good.
That Stormbreaker's coming out great.
Yeah, I'm printing the axe head on it now, and then all I got to worry about is the little squiggly deals to go across the top.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's this monstrosity, and the only problem with it is the handle. It keeps going and going,
A little bit long.
going. So this thing is like a little over 3.5 feet tall right now.
Oh my lord!
You have it out through it, or is that just all 3D printed?
This is all 3D printed.
That's what I surprised with the sword, because it's our chain blade is it's sturdy. I ended up putting a little bit extra walls on it since I was going to an event just to be sturdy, and that doesn't take any dowel rods down the center. It's just it's got a couple of sections that are, I think they're M4 nut and bolt. They go through and hold it together, and it's super sturdy. Anything that does not flex, wiggle or anything.
I had to do a 6 foot long axe thing from some anime video game.
Oh.
And so the original model file for it would have been like 6 inches long. So I had to scale it up quite a bit. But then I'm like, okay, now how do I join all these pieces together? So I took and ran did a hole with an internal threading, and then went and got all thread and epoxied it so that there was threading on the down, all thread
never coming
is,
apart.
it was never coming apart, because the requirement for this was they had to be able to use it like
swinging around,
just like
yeah.
I'm like, okay, so now I've got big. I think I went 3/8 dowel rods through that and did 2 of them all the way down the thing.
The thing I recommend for doweling is because I'll do the cause PLA, which is good. It's very good. I like it. We all know, right? But what I recommend is you do all your dowel pinning in Polymax. It's got a little bit of flex, and you just 2-part. Yeah. So you epoxy them in, but when the object has some strain, those dowel pins, instead of just holding solid like a rod, sometimes I'll use a wooden rod instead of, because you want to keep the weight down, and I don't use the threaded all rod. But I recommend when you're assembling, especially props, is you make your dowel pins out of Polymax, because they really do work. Polymax is my favorite
rather than being super stiff.
Yeah, which will cause actually when they're really stiff, they don't move, and it breaks the resin, the bonding resin. Yeah, it does. So if you got that little bit of give, the rest of the object will stretch with it.
So we should just use TPU, right?
You could, yep, absolutely.
Well, won't break.
This is so Joel, just close your eyes and cover your ears. This is like one of my upcoming projects, right? So in BattleBots, this is TPU 90 from Polymaker, and the core is Polymax. But the fact that you get that stretch out of it, I'm just trying to resolve some of the issues with the texturing for the floor. But that's what Polymax is my go-to for any constructive stuff. So hopefully that, because you were teasing new TPU, right, Joel? You weren't quite saying it, but getting a softer TPU on the outside, and then my core with my 90 or 95, and then my center. Structure. Yeah, because it's gonna get hit, right? We're working, we're currently working on. I'll be doing a new body probably, but we're working on the ant weight, and I have to go over to PLA for a lot of it, because there's the PLA class and then there's the open class. So, but that's, we're working on projects, and I'm liking that TPU 95, and everyone in the BattleBot scene is loving the 95, right? It's nearly indestructible. But I find it's too hard for the wheel, so I'm trying to find a workaround right now. But
there you go. Are you going to be competing that at Murph?
So it depends on where I get to it. I'm currently not registered, but I will be bringing it, and I will let people run it. It's the whole goal. And then the second one I'm building, when we get the stuff done on this one, I'll be doing a full build. But you're not supposed to know about that, so you didn't hear it. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. That'll be a PLA Polymax probably. I don't know. I'm short on my Polymax right now, so I don't know what I'm doing, right? But that's sort of one of the upcoming projects. But I need, because we're using EVA foam wheels.
Oh man.
And what they do is they apply like what you'll apply is like rubber cement or rubber cement with liquid latex to get that more texture for the floor, because the floors are, even when they're all chipped out, they're still pretty smooth. Yeah.
Yep.
And it doesn't weigh anything. It's a 1 pound bot, so it really doesn't weigh anything. So it's like I'm trying to, because everything I'm learning on the kit build, I'm going to go and do my own build with. So it's like that's the current talk, right? So, but you're not supposed to know about that. So Joel, the person, can know, Nicor can know about it, but Polymaker Joel can't, because I'm not ready to give Polymaker info on it.
I'm confused. I don't know what we're talking about.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. But that'll be coming down.
That has all the answers.
We're doing chips again. We just did the Voron build of the Bob chip holder, and then of course I got hand problems, so I put they're textured now, so they're easier to open.
Nice.
I did one in the I keep telling everyone about the transparency. Like, the nice thing about having a transparent is you can see what's in it, like see how full it is.
Yep.
So that's
silhouette.
Yeah. So that, and I like that, right? So, but that's built for the Voron Zero, right? Because, like, you know, the original's too big. So there's and then we're doing custom chips and custom nameplates and whatever. So,
fun stuff.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm always pushing the outside of what everyone's expecting, right? So wherever I can.
Now, everybody that's here, who's all going to like Rocky Mountain or Murph or 3D Printopia? Obviously, I know Clown Hammer will be at Rocky Mountain.
Yep, I'll be at Rocky Mountain.
Going to Rocky Mountain.
I'll be at Murph.
Okay, yep.
I got the Murph thing going on.
Yep.
I think confirmed from my community is 6 Murph plus me.
I'll be there. 2.5 hour drive, so it's easy for me. It's the easiest event for me to plan for.
Yeah, I'm only about 3 hours.
2.5 hours for you to drive? It's only 2.5 hours?
17-hour drive.
Yeah, 2.5 hour drive, yep.
That's not bad.
I'll fly it.
Every year I go to Murph, and my 15, soon to be 16-year-old daughter, I took her like 4 years ago, and every year I look at her and I go, well, I'm not bringing you next year, and she threatens me with physical violence.
And good.
And she bats her eyes at Dad, and then, you know, you can't say no to that. Yeah, I got 2 of those.
Contrary to the typical teenager stereotype, she has been out or down the road or whatever else with all of her little teenage friends doing their little teenage things. And I told her, if I message her and I say, look, I'm going to go to Murph or whatever, I've heard her tell them, I'll catch y'all later. I got to go play with the printer people.
Love that. That's awesome.
Go play with the printer people.
You know, and
that's
she's all
awesome.
about the stickers and the little fidgets and everything else. And she hits up Polymaker's booth every year and tries your games out there. And
that's awesome.
Fun stuff. Well, I make her chips too there, you know, all the collectible stuff and all the fun stuff. And that's, my daughter's same. So they typically at least try to come up one of the days for Murph. My wife will bring all the kids, and we'll kind of make a day of it. And she'll run around, and so Ari, which she's my 11-year-old, she runs around, collects everything. Well, she has got a maker chip, her own maker chip. She loves Jeep, and ducks, and cheerleading, so I had kind of all those mixed into it. So she was actually going around and giving out her maker chip, collecting other people's. And it was funny because she went and gave one to Prusa. I think this is close to the end of the last day, and gave one to one of the guys at Prusa, and they gave her a spool of filament. So she came up with it. I said, you know what? I said, what's crazy, because this was just last year. I said, what's crazy is I've been printing for as long as I have. I work in the industry now, and I've bought all other brands of filament. There's plenty of other good stuff out there. You know, I don't ever say Polymaker's the only filament ever. And she brought up, and she's like, oh, I got one of these from one of those one of the booths down there. I'm like, wait, you got a spool of Prusman? Like, I've never even had a spool of Prusman. Like, you got a roll of Prusman before I did. Like, I've got a voucher, I can get one for free through the printable stuff, but then you still pay like $35 or $30 or $35 tax and shipping. It's like,
oh yeah,
you just saved me a lot of trouble, because I've looked. I've got like 1,500 points on printables, and I'm like, man, I should just order some filament. But I wonder if I got to pay for shipping, and I've never done it.
Still,
Just
right now, it's still
Oh,
fulfilled by Prusa and the Czech Republic because it's not fulfilled by printables. Or no, sorry, not printables, printed solid. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, that
I
was
finally
wondering
did get a
about that.
full of. I stole it with the help of Sam Prentice. We stole it from Prusa at Open Source. I heard that later last year. And he's like, wait, you never had their film? I said, no. He's like, yeah, hold on a second. So he dipped behind. He's like, I think he talked to Andre. He's like, Andre,
Oh, that's
I'm taking
funny.
this. He's like, okay. Like, you didn't care. He gives it, hands it to me. I'm like, I have it. The problem is I still haven't printed with it. It's in my room.
I'd never run any
That's
cruise
funny.
yet.
Nope, neither have I. Not yet. My daughter's printed it. She's printed like half her spool already. She does
Wow.
ducks because she loves putting ducks on people's Jeeps. We don't even know her Jeep, mind you. She has been since I don't even know what age obsessed with Jeep Wranglers, and she is still adamant to this day a Jeep Wrangler will be her first vehicle. So anytime that she sees a Jeep, she literally has a bag that she has printed little miniature ducks for out day after day. And if we're going to a restaurant, like we get out of the car and she disappears, it's like, where are you go? Like, oh, she's running down the parking lot because there's a Jeep down there. And and she's to the point now, like she has no fear. If somebody's sitting in the Jeep, she will go up and she will just put it on their mirror as they're looking at her, like, here you go. And then just the other day, there was a guy that was walking around his Jeep who's coming in, and she put it on the mirror, and he just lost it. He was laughing. He's like, "Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much." And she just got a kick out of it. So now it's kind of her thing, and now she's got my youngest daughter, Nora, she's 5, and she recognizes Jeeps down the road, and of course they go Jeep. So it's
we're gonna have to get you into the printer building thing, because then half of your parts that show up to build the printer will have little ducks in the boxes. You'll be set.
Yeah, the big I just recently opened a couple of things from them, and I gave the ducks to Ari because she collects ducks. So that's one of the things, with all the kids, when I do all the travels, we get something for each one of the kids, just like collectible. So one of my oldest, Connor, he gets just a shot glass. He's not a drinker, but more collectibles. Grayson gets a little miniature snow globe for whatever city, country we visit, and Ari is a themed duck. So I had to go on an adventure every time I travel.
Duck hunt?
To find a duck that, I got lucky in UK. There was a little Great Britain duck that had a flag and I think a scarf and something else. And then Nora gets teddy bears. So she gets little teddy bears that are themed. And yeah, but hers is, she's got, I don't even know how many ducks she has at this point. More than enough.
Yeah, when I got to the point that I thought the big tree tech ducks were stalking me, I gathered them up and gave several away. I thought they were going to revolt.
Down there trying to barter with some ducks. I don't need any more ducks. I gotta have some food I can afford to give out.
But Joel, it's for the children. It's for your children.
They're plenty spoiled.
I'll take the big treat ducks and give them to the friend of mine that works at the grocery store, and she'll randomly put them on people's cash registers if they're having a bit, like the checker or the pharmacy. It's kind of fun. I'll walk around. I'm like, I know where that came from.
Hide them put them behind a can of soup occasionally. Just somebody get some green beans. Like, is that a duck behind there? Hundreds of ducks throughout like all of the store. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Lord. So what was the thing that you said? Obviously, getting free rolls and stuff like that, winning a couple for Polymaker, but what pulled you into the Polymaker community? The Polymaker Discord community is huge and varied, and lots of awesome people. But I just
So honestly, so I started winning it, and won a couple spools through different streams. So then that's when I joined the Discord, and just found out kind of how active it was. And honestly, for the while, I was just a lurker. I was reading information, I was learning stuff from people, helping other people, and it just came to the point that I started actually getting a little bit more involved, talking, doing the hangouts, especially the voice hangouts. I spend many more hours than I probably should in the voice hangouts, because like around me, I'm rural Ohio, so like my close friends, closest one's like an hour and a half away, so we don't hang out a whole lot. So it's like we call and talk here and there, but it was nice to be able to finally kind of hang out with people that had like-minded, hobbies, and end up finding out that there's a lot of different awesome people throughout the U.S., throughout the world, different countries, and honestly, it was just the community feel. And this is again before I ever even thought about being a community manager. Was just the community honestly drew me in. I don't want to sound like cheesy with it, but there was just so many awesome people, and then like random people would come in and join. And I'd see how they'd react with them, answer questions. Sometimes people would come in maybe a little bit high energy, high voice, and instead of getting annoyed and be like, oh gosh, this guy's annoying, get him out of here. Nope. Like, okay, well, what's your question? Here, can you show us your screen? Get us a picture. Let's help. And like the amount of just help that was there. The knowledge was there, and then the help of just willingness to help. I mean, it kept me around. I stuck in, and then it just rolled from there of just being part of that. And like, hey, would you like to help in the Discord? Sure. Yeah, why not? And then hey, would you be interested in doing something on the stream? Yeah, okay, why not? And that's when we started like to meet the Polymaker, and then that was just I was doing that stuff as a contractor, just kind of helping out with it, and getting some free filming out of it and everything else. And then I said that it rolled. I've done, it was about 21 years of retail management has been my background of careers, and so I didn't ever feel that I was like fit for community manager. But then when it presented itself, like, hey, would you be interested in this? I was like, yep, let's go for it. Like, I'm already spending a lot of time with the community anyway, and now to be able to kind of just be able to help run some of the stuff that brought me in, I thought it was, it's a huge privilege to me. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever had a career that I've loved. I actually enjoy doing it. I get to come on streams. I get to do our own streams. I get to go on the Discord. I get to go to events, talk to people, and present them.
You get to sleep on the Discord. Don't forget that part.
I've never fallen asleep on the Discord ever.
Not once. Not a single time.
Not once at all.
No, sir.
So what kind of retail? What kind of retail did you do prior?
So for 14 and a half years, I managed rent-a-center stores, so rent-to-own.
Okay.
So I did a couple of those of basically turning them, taking over. Yeah. It's an interesting business strategy, but yeah. So I was there for 14 and a half years. Then I was a dealership. So out of high school, I worked, or in high school, I worked at detail and a car dealership, a Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership. And then out of high school, I worked there 4.5 years as a service advisor. Once I left there, then I went to Rent-A-Center. Like I said, I was there for 14 and a half. And then that same dealership had learned I was flipping stores, turning around that wasn't doing so well. So they needed somebody to run their service department. And of course, I had some, 4.5 years of experience in the department. And so I toyed with that idea that we were kind of back and forth of like, hey, are you interested? And I kind of ghost them. And then they came at me several times like, hey, listen, let's just sit down, let us talk and see if it's something. So I did that. I went back to that dealership for, I think I was there for 6 more years. And then that's when like I wasn't even looking for a job at Polymaker. It just through the community thing, through the contracting thing. Nick was looking for a community manager. He believed in me. Why to this day, I still don't know, but
I do.
But I got the offer. It was the first time at any time that I was offered another, position or job somewhere that it wasn't, let me think about it. Let me get back to you. It was, okay, let's do this. So did that. I put my 2 weeks in the next day after talking with him, and that's all she wrote. Now I'm a year and a half in. August, September, October, November, December, January. Wow. Oh, no, we're actually over a year and a half. So a year and 8 months. And time has flown. It does not feel like it's been that long that I've been with them, but I'm still here.
Yeah, the craziest thing.
It kind of helps when evaluations come due, I said, knowing when you started kind of helps when evaluations come due.
Like I've been here, so what can we do now?
The craziest thing my wife said was last night. She says, maybe I'll go be a service writer. And I'm like, no, absolutely no. You like getting yelled at?
I was service director over 2 dealerships when I came back to the dealership. Wow. And I will tell you, even as a service director, that's a very stressful job. But a service advisor out of any dealership, and I will argue till I'm blue in the face with anybody, is the most unappreciative, hardest positions in the entire dealership. Because you're not a salesman. Sure, they have a roller coaster trying to sell stuff, but that's 9 times out of 10 or more is you're delivering a brand new vehicle or used vehicle, whatever it is. Somebody's getting what they come in there to want a car, they're getting what they want, and they're walking out with it. They're happy. They made a purchase.
Right.
In service, they have an issue or they have a general maintenance come up. So then it's you hitting them with $1,000 bill or even a $700 estimate. You're automatically the bad guy. Even though they brought their car in broken, they want you to tell them what's wrong with it and how much it is.
It shouldn't cost that much to fix, man.
Yeah, it's like you are public enemy number one. You are the most hated person in that dealership. No matter how well you do it presenting it to them. So
well, and then you're beat up by you get beat up by the techs.
Yeah,
because I was attacked
at that dealership. Yeah, that's there's some good guys, and you got the ones that all they do is complain. And unless they're making $1 million a week, it's a complaint. But yeah, it was a fun job for the most part. Yeah, there's some good people, but I don't miss retail. Like I said, being able to do this and what I get to do now. This is 100% a career that I love doing, and I plan to retire from.
Well, there's not many of those left anymore.
No, I'm very fortunate to say that I'm doing something I really do love. So, and I get to travel places. I get to talk to crazy people like you guys. Get to hang out and talk about 3D printing.
Well, if you wanted crazy, you came to the right place.
Right.
Yes. I think
what am I
anybody
doing
in the
here?
community is a good chunk of crazy. Some a little bit more than others, but
this is the podcast of squirrels and how to chase them.
I prefer emotionally eccentric.
On my Tuesday stream, I get sidetracked very easily. There's really never any structure to my Tuesday stream anyway. It's more just kind of a chat. But I try to stay on subject for the most part. But yeah, it's chasing squirrels the whole time, especially when I read chat. It's like, oh, another topic. Let's go on.
I tell everybody I got parole. I was a mechanic for 10 years till I got paroled because my sentence was over.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, my son's an engineer
for 25 years. My doctor paroled me from that one.
There you go. I can't. I can't keep I've worked on my car up on a lift, and they do it in our shop and everything, and keeping hands above my head for more than a few minutes. That to see technicians doing that all day long, how my hands are numb. I'm not cut out for this work, but they do it for 8 hours straight.
That's little stuff. Cars are little stuff. Yeah,
you don't see many old mechanics. You don't see very many old mechanics. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no, that's my best mechanic. He's actually still at that dealership, and he's
nice.
I think he's in his early 60s. I know he's not watching, so it won't be offensive. But but he was. The thing is, they always say the saying is you can't make them like they used to, and that goes with technicians too, because even though there's new technology, I mean, he knows how to go and to diagnose anything, and 90% of things that needed to be diagnosed went through him because nobody else did it right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's so hard about this.
My son took a job as a service tech just a little over or coming up on a year now after he graduated high school last year. And they've already offered him a service writer position. They asked him at one point if he was interested in being the general service manager because they've been through 3 service managers in a year.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of those positions are just revolving. I don't know how many times we were looking for parts advisors, and you'd find somebody and they'd be solid right, for the get go, 3-4 months in, and then they just I don't know if they got in a rut, and they'd be a completely different person. Like, oh, you're not useful at this point. Like, what are you doing? You used to be rock solid. I don't know. They lose interest, but that was probably the most rotating door position we had in our dealership was. Parts advisor was just never held on to.
I was trying to get my son to come out here. He wants to be a Porsche mechanic.
Oh, yeah, there's money in that. That's the door rate of a Porsche.
Better than BMW.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I
it's
tell
on
everybody the
tools,
same
though.
thing about mechanics. Why do the little stuff when you can come do the big stuff? I'm just saying.
That's what I do.
That's
Industrial mechanics.
mill writing, industrial mechanics. I'm telling you, good money, good job, good career, and you every skill I learned there is what translates into 3D printing. I knew nothing about 3D printing 7 years ago. Everything I do now, all the advanced, all the weird stuff, all the R&D, that all comes from my experience of being a millwright. And I'm not saying how many years I've been one, but I am a journeyman Red Seal millwright.
One
I
or
love
2 years, right?
Yeah, just like 5, bare minimum 5, right? It's 5, But it's like Joel was saying. He's got the skills from the history of doing general mechanics, automotive mechanics, stuff he's done in his life that translates into the 3D print world, and it really does. Because learning the CNC side of it is not that big a deal. There's lots of stuff out there, and it's pretty friendly introductory. But as you get deeper and deeper, look at Alex, right? Building machines every chance he gets. Look at all you boys. Actually, all you boys are building machines. It's all a translational skill. So it's like, and that's one of the things that, and Joel, coming on here, opening that door, this is a place for every skill set you've got. If you know nothing about CNC or machines, to being an expert at it, this is a community and a world, especially here with Projects in Dad's Garage, that it really does open that door, right? And Polymaker has that feeling for sure. That's why they're always like, whatever projects you got, show me what you got. They have a whole forum, everything and anything you can imagine, although we do not have a BattleBot section yet, Joel.
There's robotics.
I thought there was.
Because Death Racers got their own.
The reason for that is as much as we can group into something, we'll do it. Just so, because even to me, like, I still feel that there's too many categories, but there's no, like, we've got them narrowed down enough to where, like, this one does not fit in any other one. So I hate to take it away, especially if there's been any activity. There will be some cleanup eventually, but if there's something that's not, for 6 months, that channel's probably going to get turned off.
Yeah.
Because I hate to have so much, especially as a general user going into other people's servers, is I hate seeing 8,000 different channels. It's like, okay, well, where's the conversation? Where do I put this conversation? And I think ours is decently organized, but it still can be overwhelming, especially for a new user.
But it's also very friendly. Like for example, I'm over.
We'll direct you to where you need to go.
Yeah, because I'm over in the cosplay and I'm over there in tabletop, and as soon as there's a question, either a ambassador or a partner or just somebody in the general community, you ask a question, they'll come and answer it.
There's somebody, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I give props to the whole community on our Discord is, like, our Discord does so well, like, and I don't mean it in a bad way, I think like self-policing.
Yeah.
Just there's, if there's a spam thing, we get tagged in it. If somebody doesn't see it right away, we get tagged, it gets removed. But past that, of just the neutrality of everything, of just there's no arguments or debates. There might be a little bit of chatter here and there between two people, but there's never like a fight. It's never like, well, you're stupid, you did this, or you're an idiot, you didn't know how to do this. And it's never, I don't have to go in there and intervene in anything, which is very nice because it makes my job easier on that aspect of things. So I definitely props to everybody in our community and other communities that come to our Discord, because you guys do so well at just, like you said, welcoming others, helping others, and teaching people.
Figured out that
Polymaker Discord's grown so much,
the game will see
so quickly. When I joined it, I think there was like maybe 10 channels, if that. And it's just like, okay. And it was cool. We were having, I think I was talking with somebody about cars at the time, because, Projects in Dad's Garage, they were asking what, I was planning on doing. And at the time, the full plan was to build a drag car, but, that went sideways.
One of our projects that we decided to try to go after, right?
Yeah, someday maybe.
Yeah, that's like I say, we definitely try to cover as much stuff as we can, and past that, like you and I were talking about, Bill, right? Is if somebody comes in and they start going into general, asking cosplay stuff, and it starts taking over the conversation, it's never, hey, you need to take this here, or, hey, you need to stop. Like, hey, well, why don't we take this conversation over here? There's a lot of other people that will help that are watching, just because some people don't watch general or off topic. They'll watch what they're into, what they can help with, and and then that's perfectly fine. But yeah, then you guys, like I said, everybody does really well at redirecting. Like, might be able to find more help here. If not, post it, tag helper, and yeah. So it's we always have room for improvement, and but yeah, the people are 100%. Even Nick did a lot of work in it. Some other partners have done a lot of work in the Discord to get things started. But in the end, the reason the Discord is what it is, not to sound cheesy, is 100% the community. I mean, the community has built that and made it a fun place, a safe place, a welcoming place. So that's, again, hats off to all the users that are just so nice. It's so welcoming.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we are coming up on an hour over when we normally end.
You're welcome.
Not upset about it. It's been a lot of fun. As always, I want to give everybody an opportunity to kind of shout out their own socials. Lots of content creators here, and lots of people doing some interesting stuff, designers and all that kind of stuff. So, Joel, as guest, I'll let you go first.
Easy. I personally don't have any socials. I live through Polymaker. So Polymaker on YouTube, Facebook, Polymaker_3D on all the other socials. So you can follow us anywhere. We got a Facebook group. You can find that through our website. But then also our main thing, as we talked about, Discord. If you're not already part of it, it's easy to get to. It's discord.polymaker.com. Come in there, and yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask there. If you ever have any issues, support-wise, just email support@polymaker.com. But if it's something like a quick question you just have, you're wanting to know, you're always free to DM me. I do my best to check DMs. It doesn't always get checked daily because I get a lot of them. But yeah, you're always. I am available. If there's ever a concern or question to have, and I'm Polymaker Joel on that Discord, so easy to find.
Me? All right.
Not you.
I'm Maker Millwright from the Free Heathen Workshop. I'm a designer, maker, general content creator. You can find me on all socials as the Free Heathen. We're on Twitch 4 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesdays on YouTube. Our start time is 12 noon Pacific Standard. You can find thousands of my models for download and manufacturing across all major websites. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and I'm slowly growing onto TikTok as Maker Millwright on TikTok.
I'm Rhett. I got a YouTube channel, the original Rhett, and also the
it's still going. It's still going.
And
you're good.
There.
They're wrapping up.
Kern?
Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm Captain Kern, and you can find me at link.space/Captain Kern, Kearn. And I turned spaghetti into success. Yes, I do. After many thousands of failures, all caught on stream, by the way, because I show everything, including failure, which I have a lot of. I repeat that. I have a lot of those. And yeah, I'll see everybody at Rocky Mountain.
I am antisocial.
He is.
Good.
All right, so Brad, I don't stream. I don't have a channel. You'll just find me bumping around all the various Discords and figuring out the next project I'm working on and getting help with the one I'm stuck on at the moment and that kind of thing. Just active in the community and help people out where I can too. Your turn.
You're muted.
I forgot the wife came in. I'm either here or Saturdays I'm on Jerry's stream sometimes, but otherwise I just I hop along for the ride. Can usually be found in Discord and many other streams as an audience member.
And Alex, Projects in Dad's Garage. You're on my YouTube channel. That's the extent of my socials. Thanks for coming, hanging out. Thanks for those gifted memberships, became members. If you wouldn't mind on your way out, just hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. And we do this every Friday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's what 4 p.m. Pacific rest. Is that right?
Yes.
Excellent. I'll be at Rocky Mountain in 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks?
Yes.
So
so much still to do.
So, good chance that there won't be a podcast that Friday because I'll be on a plane at that time. But outside of that, guys, take it easy. Have a good one.
Thank you. See y'all later.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.